What it do? Hello, everybody. Here, I'm kind of high. Let me go ahead and sit down here. How are you guys? Eric, hello. I am number 9998. 9998 and what? So close to almost being 10,000. Congratulations. Papa, hello. How are you? What is up? Actually, I'm gonna change the BGM if you guys don't mind. Let me change it to something else. Something cooler. Meow, 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 meow. Let me turn this down. Oh, wait. Where's my chat? So my chat on my screen. Why is it not working? Give me a sec. It's like working, but it's not fully updated. And then I just moved this down. Oh my god. That's good enough. Let's just lock the whole thing so I don't fuck anything else up. How are you guys? Boomi is high. No, I'm not like physically high. I was like, I mean, I'm not like mentally. I was like, oh, I'm up here. I'm too high up. That's what I meant. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. Not on purpose, or not unless if it's like pre-planned, you know what I mean? Wait, let me fix the background real quick. It may not be high, but I'm for sure a little bit out of it. So I might as well have been high. Yeah, good enough. Okay. Okay, and then let me pick out a background music. I should have done this before, but then I thought, eh. And now I thought, eh. Kind of regret not changing it out. Let me do cute piano.
The mega power front.
Sorry, I don't have my ads turned off. I caved in. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I caved in when it came to YouTube. You know, I was thinking like, oh, the moment that they ask for me to turn off my ad blocker, fuck it, I'm gonna stop using YouTube. That was a lie. I don't have it in me. Wait, what is up with this chat? Let me close that and then turn it back on. Let me know if the audio is okay in the meantime. Just give me a sec. Let me figure this out real quick. Okay. I know that this background thing shouldn't be bothering me, but it is. The fact that there's like a little black bar on the top. Let me fix that. Transform. And center. Oh, that is not a center! Golly. Goodness gracious. Okay, this is not good. Why does it keep getting broken? Okay. Let me try this. So totally professional of me to be doing this on stream. I don't even have chat up. Oh, maybe is this bar? Maybe the black bar is supposed to be here. Kind of looks like it. Oh, well, damn. Okay, there we go. It keeps getting messed up whenever I put it back down here. I hate that. Okay, there we go. Audio sounds alright. Awesome. I'm glad. Music sounds cute and comfy and cozy. I was writing down all the things that I want to talk about, and I'm like, golly, that's a lot. Knowing me and how often I get distracted and run off into little tangents, I don't know, maybe we're not gonna get to everything today. Okay, let me pull the chat back up. I have to do that. This is Twitch chat. Come on, not the right one. There we go. Hopefully, okay, it's working. Hi, Spider-Man. How are you? I hope you're doing well today, Spider-Man. Why does it keep getting broken? Because we're broken. That's why. I was thinking like, okay, it was showing the first 3 messages, but it wasn't showing the rest. I was thinking like, are they gonna load in or? Because it's kind of a pain in the ass having to read tiny little font on the other side of my screen. My eyesight's getting worse by the day. My favorite character got a DLC added to him, and Dee too. What is Dee? Congratulations on getting your favorite character getting more content. That's always a happy thing. I'm tired from getting physical. Well, I hope that your physical went by really, really well. I hope that you're healing up really well, Papa. Oh my god, the chat is still not even loading. You know what? Fuck, I'll pull up my phone. It's okay, it's fine, it's whatever. I'll just read it off my phone. I don't feel like figuring out how to troubleshoot it right now. Wait, but I have my notes on my phone. What is it? You know what? It's fine. I'll just suffer. My eyes will just suffer. Let me just move to the other side of my desk. I can see chat a little bit better. What's on the docket? Yeah, might as well close that chat box out considering it's not loading. What is on the docket? You mean like what are the things that I want to talk about today? Well, first and foremost, I want to officially welcome you guys to episode 0 of a Boomer Summit. Let's go. You're probably thinking, oh my god, what is Boomer Summit? I'm not some old fuck at a retirement home convention. Or maybe you are. If you are, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Boomer Summit was like what I used to call our little free chat sessions when I first started streaming on Twitch. And then I was just kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of stopped doing it. I just started calling it Satsudan instead because I got lazy and I didn't prepare the stuff that I want to talk about, but I want to start preparing more, so that is why we have Boomer Summit. Yeah, this is episode 0, the unannouncedly episode 0. I thought about this literally like 5 minutes ago. So much for wanting to come in more prepared, but it's fine. I figured like, hey, I kind of need kind of want to figure out like how I want to do that, so like how I want to prepare, how I want to format things. This is kind of our test run, I guess. Because I was thinking like, do I want to have like a presentation like Fuamoko does? Do I want to have like segments and stuff? I've been watching a lot of late night clips too lately. I don't know, trying to figure out what the vibe is, but I feel like this is a perfect place to try. Do a low budget pilot episode, and then after the pilot, you know, it gets picked up by the network and who am I kidding? It's already greenlit by the network. Lucid Multimedia, the TV channel. Only the highest quality content here on Boomi Mamana channel. Left bracket, Lucid, Cloud, right bracket. Yes, exactly. Okay, alright, let me go ahead and open up my list and might as well just dive straight into it, yeah? I'm sure one of the things, I mean, where should I put this? Should I put this up here? Should I put this, you want to put this here? Should I put this here? Nope. Here? Maybe I'll put it here. Alright. I have so much that I want to tell you guys. But it's fine. First and foremost, I want to tell you guys the story of how would I describe this? Let's see. Being online. that's really the big thing of today. I feel like I maybe you guys have noticed I have these phases, right? I go so into, like, I get so motivated about the things that I want to achieve as a content creator, or I get so inspired and stuff, and then I don't know, something like I get like really into it, right? And then all of a sudden it's just kind of like I kind of go AWOL. Which is terrible. You're never supposed to go AWOL. You're never supposed to like go MIA. But I don't know, just like last week, I want to say like Thursday or something, I was just, I don't know, I spent like one day offline and then I couldn't bring myself to come back, you know what I mean? Once I heard my friend was in town and like she invited me to go out with her and stuff, and I don't know, it was hard to log back onto the internet. I'm not Mokoko, I'm Boomi. You think I could fit in as their triplet? Anyways, wait, here, let me take the charm off my phone because it's gonna be dangling in the mic otherwise. Actually, maybe it'd be easier if I copy this and pasted it. And I put this in my group chat on Discord. There you go. That's probably much better. Okay, now I don't have to look at my phone. Anyways, I kind of realized the other day when I was offline, and I was just kind of thinking like, I don't know, I'm kind of burnt out about being constantly online. I've never thought of myself as chronically online because, I don't know, I kind of feel like chronically online is more attributed to certain personality traits, I guess, versus like actually being chronically online. But when I was out and about and hanging out with my friends and like, you know, literally touching grass, I was thinking like, dude, I am chronically online. My work is online. My hobbies are online. Things that I want to do for fun is online. I used to make a point to leave my house at least every weekend, but lately I found myself doing that less and less too. I've kind of, is it a slump? I mean, I guess it could kind of be a slump, yeah. I think it's like a slump and like kind of being not necessarily burnt out, but like you're tired and you don't know why you're tired, and then you spend a whole day, like I was thinking like, okay, you know, Sunday, I'll spend all day Sunday not doing anything, and you know, I spent all day not doing anything and I still didn't feel better. And I'll get into this in a second. I found a new hack, or at least I was meant to Google a new hack, but I didn't. But we can Google it together. We can read and learn about it together. You're allowed to have non-virtual friends. I know, right? I actually have friends that I've met in the flesh and that we know each other in the flesh before knowing each other online. It's absolutely insane. I never thought that this could happen in the year of our Lord 2023. I mean, I don't know. I was just thinking like, I mean, I have online friends, right? But even then, I don't know. I think when it comes to friendships, I'm fully embracing my introverted era. I've had enough of being an extrovert in college. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good fucking party. If you invite me to the club, I'm gonna go. But when it comes to like hanging out with friends and maintaining friendships, I'm not the best at that. And I've come to realize that. I don't know. You know, like when you think, oh, is this a flaw that I gotta fix, or is this just who I am and am I happy being this way? Either way. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of, I just kind of felt a little bit exhausted about having to maintain all of these different relationships, man. It's a lot. It's not like even it's a lot, but I don't know. I get really, I don't know about anxious if I get a DM, but I'd rather, I don't know. I don't like responding to TMs and stuff. If that makes me an asshole, so be it. But it's like, I don't know. I forget about it. I get hung up on it, and I think like, oh man, I need to respond, but I wanna make sure that I respond, you know, perfectly. I guess maybe I'm being burnt out because I'm putting like too much pressure on myself to be a perfectionist. But I'm just like, I don't know. It's kind of exhausting. Pretending to pay attention can be exhausting, right? Like, I wish, like, why do you have to talk? Why can't we just hang out based on vibes? I feel like when it comes to talking, I'm thinking far too hard about it. You know what I mean? I'm overthinking, like, literally everything that I do. Overthinking, overanalyzing it, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, man. It's tiring. Maybe that's why I like parties. I like parties because you can get inebriated, and you know, as long as you maintain that perfect level, the alcohol will do everything for you. She just like me, for real. Also, hello T, how are you? I find myself way too busy to even play any video games. Oh my god, that is the worst. That's the worst. It's like, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm particularly busy. Work has slowed down quite a bit for me, which I'm very grateful for. But, you know, some of the times, like, I'm sitting down, I'm thinking like, okay, I am feeling so tired. I need to relax. How can I possibly relax? And I think of the things that I want to play. I'm like, okay, I want to play Sims. I haven't played Sims in a while, but then I log on to Sims and I'm playing for like an hour and I don't even know what I want to do. And I'm just kind of thinking like, oh my god, I'm wasting so much time not even doing anything. I'm not having any fun playing Sims, but I usually have fun playing Sims. Why is this not working? And then I switched the game to Minecraft or something, and don't get me wrong, Minecraft is nice. I have fun playing Minecraft, but I can't help but have this nagging feeling in the back of my mind that, I don't know, maybe I should be playing something else? Maybe I'll put this here. I don't know. I was thinking like maybe I could be doing something better with my time. I don't know. It's like it doesn't even make sense, right? And then one of my favorite things that I've been meaning to stop, but because I realized how much time I was wasting on YouTube. I used to like working, like doing my work, watching true crime videos and like the interrogation videos. I feel like it feels like such like a basic girl moment. Like, yeah, I'm watching true crime. Either way, I would pick like a really good true crime one because they're long, you know, and you can listen in and out, you can tune yourself out, and then your ears perk up when you hear something particularly interesting. You don't have to listen to the whole thing, and it's like 3 hours long. It's perfect to listen to during work. But I've kind of exhausted all of my, you know when you're just starting out a new YouTube genre and you sort of develop a taste? Like how for my history videos, I really like watching like boring British guys who deliver in like the most deadpan way, and then they show like a bunch of art in the video, and it's like very like dark. Their editing for some reason is like everything's really dark and cozy and comfy. I had the same thing with the true crime. I would be watching like anything and everything at first, but then, you know, over time you kind of think like, okay, I know what I like. And I've I've seen every single Ewu, what is it? Ewu, their main channel, whatever it is. Their Ewu crew. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I've seen all of their videos on their main channel. Their side channels is kind of like, it's whatever. I'll watch them if I want to, but only if I'm really desperate. But since I've watched all their videos on their main channel, I kind of don't really have any more videos that I want to watch unless they upload something new. But then I kind of realized, like, I'm spending way more time searching for the special for the special video that I want to watch instead of like actually getting work done. At that point I was like, I don't know. I'm spending way too much time online. On YouTube specifically. I didn't want to admit YouTube was a problem for the most of the year. I've been off of Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. I tried Be Real for a bit a couple summers ago. I got off of that. You know, I'm not using any social media besides Twitter, but I mean, judging by this weekend, you can even see like I barely fucking use Twitter. It's just so exhausting. I do use YouTube and TikTok, and I didn't want to admit that that was a problem because I thought like, oh, you know, I'm watching educational videos anyways. It's fine. It's whatever. But I don't know. I was just like, I saw that I spent maybe 24 plus hours on YouTube within a week. And I was thinking like, damn, I really do watch YouTube videos when I'm brushing my teeth. I watch YouTube when I'm eating. I watch YouTube in the shower. So much of my time, I don't have a quiet moment to myself. And that's only at the fault of my own. I've trained myself to not be able to, I don't know, enjoy my own solitude, truly, you know? 24 hours in a week, that's all. How much are you on YouTube? Yeah, it was that, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the normal amount is, but I just knew that when I saw that number, I wasn't particularly happy with myself afterwards. It was like 24 hours on YouTube and maybe like 10 plus. I was gonna say 18, but I don't know if it was that high, but it was more than 10 on TikTok. 24/7, 365. I mean, hey, if it works for you, more power to you. I was just kind of in this situation where I realized like I love YouTube. I love having this endless well of content that I can just distract myself with all day, every day. But scouring online for the perfect video, and then you could only watch so much before you're just kind of like, at least I could. I have a very like short list of YouTubers that I really enjoy watching, that I would watch like every single upload. But where was I going with that? Yeah, like when you watch all those videos, all you kind of get is just like, you get trash. Okay, but I watch zero TikTok. That's good. I mean, TikTok is great, you know. I can, you know how people are like, ugh, TikTok, right? I find it kind of funny because it's sort of like in the same vein as being like, ugh, YouTubers, right? You know, I know YouTubers don't really have the best impression. If somebody were to say, oh, I'm a YouTuber, right? You're kind of like, oh, like, what kind of YouTuber are you? But everybody who watches YouTube knows that there's like so many different like ways to build yourself up on YouTube. It's not like a complete vain attempt at getting online clout, you know what I mean? And I think TikTok is completely the same way. You just have to really work hard to curate your timeline on TikTok, your For You page. Or else it could easily become just trash and thirst traps. I mean, they come across like from time to time, but I've seen some people's For You pages where it's just sort of like, dude, Are we even on the same app? What the fuck are you watching? But as I was watching all of these YouTube videos, wait, let's see. I was sort of thinking like, wait, let me restart my thought. I don't know, like I said, I was just tired of being online. My work was online, my hobbies are online, my friends are online, and then if I want to talk to my IRL friends, they don't live in the same city as me, so if I do talk to them, that's online too. But luckily we talk about stuff that's not online or else I would go crazy. But I don't know, it just like when you're online so much, and I think especially in the last few years, it feels, maybe it's just me, because I want to be the person that cares about all the things, right? But in the last few years, I don't know, I let me just say how I wrote it down. I just said it's exhausting. Everyone wants you to care about everything, and I feel bad about not caring about things. You know what I mean? You open up, let's see, if I were to open up YouTube right now, what kind of video is gonna come up? Just give it a sec to load. Hopefully I've destroyed like all of those type of videos coming up on my For You page, but I can't help it. I'm always the one clicking on it, and I hate that I click on it, and I'm falling for this rage bait, you know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah, I see a few already. Stuff about plastic surgery, stuff about like racism in Japan, well, no, that one's in North Korea, propaganda in North Korea. But I don't know, like, you know, sometimes if you're not careful enough, your feed can become very toxic very, very fast. Have you tried forcing yourself to take a trade? I haven't, actually. Maybe I would feel like a lot more fulfilled if I were to take something up. I do have like paints and stuff. I wouldn't mind painting. I think I do need to schedule one day out of my week to be completely tuned out from screens. I do take a full break, typically on Sundays, from like any kind of social media. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's not enough, you know? It's like I'm resting, but I don't feel rested, you know what I mean? Man, maybe I should talk about it. I put it all the way at the end, but I was watching this YouTube video about this guy who was talking about how he went completely like not completely off the grid, but he only had like phone calls and texting, right? He deleted all his social media, he quit YouTube, he quit everything. And he said by month 3 he was feeling a lot better and he had a lot more time in his life. And I think for like, I tried it for 2 days and I do agree, but man, is it a hard habit to keep up. Because there's a part of you that's just kind of sitting there and you're like, oh man, I really want to relax. What better way to relax than to toke a little bit and then go on YouTube and just dig yourself into a rabbit hole. Like, I find that really fun. I find it really relaxing. But then again, it's not effective relaxing. After I watched that guy's video about how he quit YouTube and everything, I was recommended this other video about the 7 types of rest. It was specifically for ADHD, but I was thinking like, I don't care. I don't care if I don't have ADHD or not. I wanna see what this lady has to say. Because she was talking about like like the best ways to rest for people with ADHD. I'm like, well, I don't have ADHD, or at least not that I know of, but let me let me try it out. I want to hear her out. Maybe it would be beneficial for me. She brought up this idea that is I think scientifically proven, and she was talking about like, why don't people talk about this enough? Because did you know that there was even seven different types of rest? I'm trying to find a good infographic. Let me download this real quick. There's 7 different types of rest. You have physical, mental, emotional, social, creative, spiritual, and sensory. Let's give me a sec. First I've heard of it, right? I was thinking like, never heard of this before. I feel like we need a this is something to talk about. I kind of want to start doing this in my life. I kind of want to start doing more I don't know, implementing this type of rest in my life. It sounds like a time sink. It totally, yeah, I think I time sink way too much. And on one hand, I like it if I know I don't have any responsibilities, because that's how I would pass the time as a kid. You know, you think, oh, I don't have anything to do, and you have the whole world in front of, well, not the whole world, but you have your entire toy box in front of you. And you can just think like, oh, what do I want to do today? But I think as you get older and you have more responsibilities, it's not the wisest way to spend your time, because you're constantly thinking about the stuff that you have to do, and you feel bad about not getting the things done that you have to get done. Also, hi Nay, how are you? Were you guys playing Overwatch? I hope you had a good collab. You were playing with Juno and Star2D2, right? Anyways, the 7 types of rest. Physical rest, so that's like, you know, doing nothing, naps, relaxation. You have your mental rest, which is like meditating, listening to music. Emotional rest, which is a therapy, you're talking to a friend. Social rest, which is balancing time alone and with others. Creative rest, like painting or playing around. Spiritual rest, journaling, being in nature. And sensory rest, where you just turn off all your devices. I think, I don't know, maybe I need sensory rest. I do feel like overstimulated. During my brief period of going AWOL this weekend, I would say that I checked off social rest, spiritual rest, sensory rest, and physical rest. Is there, did you guys do any kind of rest this weekend? Did you guys do any of these 7 types of rest? It was fun, even though I'm not a fan of Overwatch 2. Only was in it, plus a fan of the skins. I heard Overwatch 2 was like a useless sequel. Making me think about the kind of rest I need is the surest way to prevent relaxation. I love like squeezing as much as I can out of I don't know, out of the stuff that I do, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just hitting close to home talking about the 7 types of rest, because I feel like even though that there are days that I do nothing, I don't feel well rested. That's really what made me that's really what drives like these MIA, like, you know, just disappearing. As I don't know, like a lot of the times I'm just thinking, I wish I didn't have any responsibilities. That's probably why I haven't put out my schedule this week. No, that's for sure why I haven't put out my schedule this week. It's because I don't want to... I'm just kind of tired of thinking about it, you know what I mean? And on the other hand, I feel so guilty because I'm like, I love... No. I really enjoy VTubing. You know, I was gonna say I like VTubing, I love VTubing, but then again, I think like this is another kind of rabbit hole in my mind. And I'm thinking like, I don't feel like I love VTubing as much as everybody else. I like it. I really do like it, and I really do have fun doing it. But then I go online and I see a lot of other people putting in so much more effort than I do, and I don't know, I just can't help but think like, no, not like why bother? You know what I mean? When you're drawing, like say you're drawing a picture and then you see the person next to you drawing a picture and it's like a million times better than yours, and you're just kind of thinking like, you look at your picture and like, but you're having fun drawing, but then you can't help but look at the person next to you and you're just like, You look at your drawing, you're like, do I keep drawing? Not that I want to quit, or not that I intend to quit like anytime soon, but I don't know. This is kind of the things that you think about. Or the things I've been thinking about. In a way, I did many rests in the ICU. Oh, really? All the different types. I mean, yeah, that's true. How did that make you feel, Papa? I'm sure it must be quite different considering you were there for medical reasons more than anything. But, I mean, did you feel that that rest was fulfilling or like satisfying in some way? Did it make you feel well rested? Put in a lot of effort though. Thanks, Nay. I mean, yeah, like I know the point is to not compare yourself to the person next to you, but I don't try to let those things get to me. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I don't really mind it too much. I don't really mind just staying in my lane, doing my own thing, and doing what's fun. But on the other hand, when you're part of an agency, you also want to bring in the views. I also want to make money for Lucid, and I also want to grow my community for Lucid. Oh, kind of a realization there. I want to do it for Lucid, but what am I doing for me? Like looking at analytics and stuff, I was just thinking about this the other day. It's interesting. I do find it interesting to kind of tinker with your content and like, you know, try and figure out what works. But then again, doing it like week after week, after week, after week, after week, after week, after week. I was like, damn. Do I care this much? I don't know. I don't know. Is this stuff that I should be admitting? Here, let me make this a little bit smaller. Let me know if it's still readable. I think I might leave it like right here. It certainly was a total reset. I mean, that's good, right? I'm trying to get a friend into Lucid, really? I think right now where my specifically within Lucid, where my passion lies, I did have a lot of fun with the Mary Shelley stream last week, but I think coming up with a topic that I'm like want to do homework on is kind of I don't know, sometimes I'm just like, do I really want to do this week right now? Either way, anyways, I think where my passion really lies with Lucid right now, I want to work on like development stuff, you know, within Lucid. I want to work on like internal corporate stuff. I think maybe I'm sounding like a boring corporate fiend right now, but I think that kind of stuff is really fun. I really like making like Excel sheets, getting processes, like working on processes to make things more streamlined. Company optimization, I think that's really fun. Sorry, I burped. I don't know if you heard that. Never admit anything. Pay only with cash and never put anything in writing. That's damn right. That's for sure. Pay only with cash. And if you need to give somebody a large sum of money, make sure that you give them a very expensive watch or some sort of jewelry that they can pawn off, exchange for cash, and that way, yeah, they can't leave a trail. I guess the pawn shop is a trail. I don't know. Corpo stuff for Lucid, even for V itself. I think, honestly, when I was thinking about like what would my dream job be, if I had to choose between a VTuber, I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope it doesn't make it sound like I don't like streaming. I love streaming. I think it's so much fun when I do have like the time to really dedicate myself towards it. But I mean, if we're talking about like a day job here, I totally don't mind being someone behind the scenes in a VTuber agency. I don't know about like manager or something, but some sort of, I don't know, maybe manager, maybe something on the inside. I feel like being on the outside a little bit, I'm putting too much pressure on myself, you know what I mean? It's coming nowhere else but me. I don't know. I guess it's sort of like you guys mentioned earlier, imposter syndrome, like thoughts that all artists would go through, but not necessarily self-doubt, but you're just kind of like, you're happy to be participating in it, but at the same time I'm kind of like, do I want to be on the front lines though? I don't think I'm strong enough to be here, not right now. But hey, it's fine. It is what it is. I'm telling myself, Boomi, just don't pay attention to that stuff. Just do whatever you want to do. Have fun with the stuff that you put out. Do VTubing your own way. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm having this specific expectation of myself of like trying to fit into this VTuber hole. This hole is made for me, you know, but I'm contorting myself too much. This is it. I have to accept the fact I'm not, I don't know, that there is no one style of VTubing, or maybe if there is like a specific style of VTubing that I really like, maybe I don't necessarily have to fit into that VTuber's hole, in that tight, a very tight VTuber hole. I'm not even sure where to start with the behind the scenes stuff. I think it's like for any small company, right? It's not even just like specifically VTuber company, but you know, fun ways to build the community, maybe planning for scale, future projects, marketing ideas, all that kind of stuff. And I think, I don't know, I just think it's fun. But yeah, I think another thing that has contributed to like my burnout from internet culture in general is that I've been operating under the idea that everybody on the internet is like, I don't know, like within my age range, right? What really brought this to my attention was that when I was looking at Am I the Asshole on Reddit, you know, just doing a complete time sink on Reddit as usual, but I was on Am I the Asshole? And then this one comment was talking about how they said, a commenter, they put like this really like out-of-pocket opinion. Oh, what was the context? I think it was like something like, something involving a kid or whatever, and then this commenter, they said like, I completely agree with the kid, like you're being totally unfair, you're the asshole, blah blah blah, I'm 11 years old, blah 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 blah. And I was like, holy shit, 11? And that kind of put me into the realization, it's like, you know, people say stupid shit online all the time. Maybe they're just kids. Maybe they're just kids. Like, why am I taking it so seriously? You know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe all the crazy takes that I'm looking at are just posted by children. And I know that I'm not the only one, at least online, that falls for this bait. But like, you see people who are, I don't know, what do you call it? You know, we're just taking like these, not just kids, but like these people, their takes for face value. And it just made me think, like, it's kind of self-destructive. Like, surely there has to be a healthier way to consume content online. But then again, the internet is still pretty much in its infancy. Like, I feel like we're just getting started. You know, we're just starting to see it really develop into how it's going to take over the rest of our lives forever. And maybe like everybody getting mad at each other online, having like these stupid arguments and just completely rage baiting each other, maybe that's just part of the growing pains of being on the internet. Maybe eventually people are going to figure it out, but until then, I think I need a break. I don't know. I think I just kind of hope that eventually we all learn how to consume content in a way that's kind, not just to ourselves, but to others. I'm just tired of people being so mean online. Maybe it's naive of me, but I think... Because I'm the kind of person that it's like, if I see something that pisses me off, I usually don't engage with it. Maybe I'm thinking like, it'd be nice if other people thought the same. Then our online feed would be a lot more manageable. Emotionally, but maybe not chronologically the same age. That's very true. That's very true. Like, it's really hard to tell. Like, unless you're on a YouTube video or something, I feel like when you're on a forum or like Twitter or something, it's hard to tell what age the other people are. At least for me. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday, Maureen! Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Probably for the best, especially in Twitter spaces. I've actually never gotten around to join a Twitter space before. I kind of want to see what the juicy ones are like, but then again, I know it's better to just stay off of Twitter in general. I think out of all the social medias that I've tried, and I was a social media fiend. I was actually like a pretty active Twitter user back in 2010, maybe to 2012. And man, I think that was like right before, it might have been right before Tumblr moved over there. I think Tumblr was still in its own space. But either way, Twitter was, maybe it was just my community, but it was totally fine. I feel like now it's just a complete, like, I don't know, it's a hellhole. I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter so much. But I also like being on there to keep up with everybody. But if I could have it my way, I don't think I would ever log back in. I'm perfectly happy with it out of my life. But yeah, I think one of the main drives behind it is just that I think it's for sure my mentality around it. I've been trying to tell myself, if I see something stupid, I'll be like, this is stupid. don't even continue reading it. You know how it's gonna make me feel. And you know that that's why it's on your For You page. They're pushing negativity because it drives engagement. And I have to remind myself, like, hey, this isn't real life. None of this is real life. Like, why are we, Red me, why am I, Boomi Mamana, getting so worked up over, like, I don't know, just a fucking crazy tweet. By somebody I don't even know. The fact that, like, social media can and will and intentionally tries to drive that much negative emotion out of you, it's kind of insane, isn't it? Like, it's not real. I mean, it's real. A real person, like, said that thing that makes you mad, but then again, it's not real life. There's no reason to get upset. That's just what I'm trying to tell myself. I think because I've been hanging out with my friends, I've also been getting what do you call it? Sucked up into Instagram Reels. You guys watch on Instagram Reels? Have you ever seen the comments on Instagram Reels? Oh my god. If you think TikTok is bad, imagine getting the same content maybe like a week later, but then all of the comments, like all the top comments, is probably just the most miserable people you'll ever see online. Everybody has something to say about something. I feel like I'm getting in like this endless circle of where I'm thinking like, Boomi, why the hell do you care that these people care so much about what this other person is doing? Like, if I could just stop caring, then it doesn't matter if these people are being miserable online. It doesn't... But it does matter to me because I care right now. I need to stop caring. Twitter is too much interaction for us. Humanity wasn't prepared for that. I highly agree. I think it was fine when it was Facebook, right? You know, you're putting your random thoughts out into the world for people to see, especially very early Facebook. But as soon as it, not even the world to see, on Facebook, it's with your friends and your family. But then you go onto Twitter, and then literally anybody can see whatever stupid ass take you put into the world. Like, who knows what kind of mood that you're in when you tweet that? And then sometimes you don't even expect things to go viral. If it just pisses off the wrong person, and then it's not really in your control after that. Yeah, humanity was not prepared for Twitter. I wouldn't mind if it continues to run itself into the ground. Because then that gives me an excuse to finally quit it for good. You don't have tongue? I guess I don't. It hasn't grown in yet. It takes a while. It takes a while to grow in. I bit it off the other day. That's what happened. I was eating popcorn and I bit my tongue so hard it fell off and it ran away. And I wasn't fast enough to chase up after it. So I was like, you know, it's fine. If you've been on the ground anyways, I'll just wait for you to grow back. It's gonna take another 600 years, I think. There's a number of alternatives popping out too. All right, for Twitter. I mean, wasn't there like one, like a couple months ago and everybody jumped onto it, but then you didn't hear anything about it? Remember Threads? Is Threads still a thing? People are still using Threads. I think if any Twitter competitor is gonna get big, it would be Threads. I would say that's the one hopping onto. But even then, like when you go on Instagram, they'll like recommend a couple of like, I don't know if it's viral threads or like threads that you'll be interested in or what, but I look at them and they have like maybe 26 likes. I'm like, why are you showing me this random nothing burger? Like, I don't know who this person is. I don't know what they're talking about. It only has 26 likes. What does this mean to me? What is this supposed to mean to me? Nobody is using Threads. I can guarantee you that. I think Twitter's probably... I'm surprised it's not dead yet, but I guess it's probably going to need a couple more things to hammer it down into its grave. But I also kind of fear that whatever Twitter replacement does crop up next is just going to be the same crowd. I think it's more of, I guess, like a user-based problem. I was going to say societal problem, but you have very normal, very healthy, and very well-adjusted people who don't use Twitter or who do use Twitter and know how to use it responsibly. There's Blue Sky, Threads, Mastodon. I think most are still in beta. Oh, I remember Mastodon. I kind of remember Blue Sky too. Still in beta. I wonder which ones are going to be the last ones to survive. I genuinely think it's going to be Threads. They got the money. I gotta come closer? Okay. Let me move the desk out the way. Where's the bottom half of my body? It's because I have my taskbar back up. There we go. Oh no, oh no. There we go. Okay. It's not there, it fell off. Ah, you see? Ah. I don't have one. Chill. Don't even remind me of Chew, man. Oh my god. Oh god. I have some cringe to tell you guys in a bit. It's unfortunate Twitter has become the go-to place for a lot of our communication. I had to create an account just to see the weekly schedule posts from streamers I like. Right? I kind of wish... I don't know. Probably... I don't know if it's just because I don't use YouTube community in my regular, like, day-to-day YouTube activity. But, I don't know. Like, personally, I feel like community is fine enough with me. Just posting my schedule on there, maybe post a meme here or there. I'm not very keen on posting every single thought that I have onto Twitter. I do get in the mood to do that, but I genuinely don't think that it's healthy, so I try to refrain from doing that. I don't think it's healthy for me. I want to emphasize, I don't think it's healthy for me. If other people can do that and, you know, their mental health does not end up in shambles, I'm very jealous of them. But for someone like me who enjoys a lot of outside validation and praise, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't... I hear Blue Sky was made by the original Twitter team? Oh, I see. Okay, well, I hope that they can beat out Threads. I really do. I mean, I guess Threads has the advantage of being connected to Meta and Instagram. That's the only thing, but I would like to see the original Twitter runners get that dub. I think they deserve it after everything that's happened to them. Imagine, like, your social media company is doing so well. It's doing, like, quite fine, you know, it's grown really big, and then some guy decides to buy it, and he makes all these impulse decisions. You're just like, dude, what the fuck? It's like somebody hijacking your group project and then making it a little bit worse. But, I mean, all things considered, you know, I think it's like, at least when Elon first took over Twitter, you got every couple of weeks there's something new that happened that caused, like, this... what I thought would be a mass exodus, but it seems like most people came back to Twitter at the end of the day. Can't blame them. That's where everybody is. But it seems like no matter how hard I just realized my BGM changed. I didn't even know. When did that happen? Anyways, shoot. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, wait, let me change the BGM back to something more playful. Ah, fuck, I forgot about the ads. Sorry. I'll wait till the ad is done. Okay. Audio good? It's not too loud, right? It's fine? The paywall as an example. Oh yeah, the $8 a month. But even then, like, you still see some people be like, haha, you pay for Twitter, you bitch. If they put a bad take online. But, I mean... like, yeah, at that point, it just becomes normal after a while. No matter the abuse that has happened to people this summer with Twitter, it's... nobody's left. Everybody's still chilling on there. I mean, like I said, all things considered, like, yeah, maybe there is some bad decisions, but for a very casual user like me, someone who didn't really... I mean, I guess, I don't know, the blue checkmark thing was confusing at first, having to subscribe to it, but I like that the option is available to me now if I want it, I guess. We have that, and the Twitter Circle thing. I've never used Twitter Circle, so it doesn't really affect me either. The ads I always scroll by anyways, so... I would find that, at least for my very casual use of Twitter over the last few years, I haven't really been bothered too much by the changes Elon has put in. And evidently nobody else, because literally I think everybody's still on, so... I'm fine without Twitter, exactly. I think we're all better off without Twitter. Place sucks ass. Let's see. Yeah. Anyway, speaking about my unhealthy relationship with social media, I want to cut out Twitter entirely, but I haven't gotten around to it. But I did completely cut out, or at least I tried to. I thought I did a good job about it for a while, but I did, sorry, let me type this in. Quitting social media. I quit for a few days. I've been really bad about this the last like 2 days, but for a few days I did completely quit YouTube, TikTok, and Reddit. I've deleted all 3 of those from my home screen. They're gone. I found that actually did help me stop watching them as much. But the only problem is that whenever I have free time, I'm on my computer. I'm on my PC. So it's just very easy to just type in. It's very easy, and in fact, it's a muscle memory for me to type in YOU. First thing I do when I open Chrome. And I don't even know what I'm trying to watch. So I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional with how I spend time. That reminds me, I gotta check Reddit. Becoming a Redditor was the worst decision of my life. It's not that I even, like, I'm a complete lurker. I don't comment on stuff. Maybe I'll leave a like or an update here and there. I don't comment on TikTok. I don't comment on YouTube. I don't comment on Reddit. That's what gets me. I'm a lurker, and I'm still, like, spending so much time. Like, at least if I was arguing with somebody online, at least my time would have been better well spent. But no, I'm just consuming content. I'm just consuming other people's opinions, and I feel like it's inhibiting my ability to think for myself a little bit. I'm just parroting the information that I found off of people online. I'm like, Boomi, where's your original thought, man? But I did have original thoughts. I quit YouTube for like, I want to say like maybe 3 or 4 days. I only used it maybe an hour or so for those 3 or 4 days. Which is still kind of a lot, a little bit more than I want, but considering the length of the videos that I like to watch, it was good. I even set a timer on my Reddit app, so that way it would kick me off automatically after an hour and a half of spending on Reddit. So I only have an hour and a half every day to spend on Reddit, which is great. I actually might decrease it to 45 minutes because I don't even use up the entire hour and a half. Can I say ah? What do I get if I say ah? What do I get from you if I say ah? I'm trying to wink. Wait. I'm not very good at this. You want me to say ah? Should I say ah? Why do you want me to say ah? Ah. Ah. How do I open my mouth wider than this? Ah. Ah. It looks more like a seizure. I don't have very good control over my eyelids, okay? Okay? Don't make fun of me, okay? How about ara ara? Oh, it's been so long since I last done one. Okay. Ara ara. Ara ara. Ew. No, I can't even cringe at myself. You know, I can't even cringe at myself for doing a fucking ara ara. Because you know what I've been doing in my free time this weekend? Okay, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Okay? I mean, I kind of outed myself on Twitter the other day. Let me lean into this first. I actually have a good segue. I actually wrote a segue. Okay, so because I stopped being on YouTube for a while, I was like, you know, I want to be more intentional about the content that I consume, aka not dig myself into an endless rabbit hole of YouTube videos. In fact, I was just like, let me just dig myself into an endless rabbit hole of TV shows instead. So I went back and I re-watched Peacemaker. As I've told you guys last week during some of the streams, I went back and I rewatched Peacemaker because I was just thinking, like, I was thinking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I was thinking about, like, I was watching Secret Invasion, and Secret Invasion, the Skrulls trying to take over Earth to like make a new home for themselves. I was like, that reminds me of the butterflies from Peacemaker. So it's been kind of on my mind to watch this year. When I deleted YouTube, I finally went back and I binged watched it. Does it hold up? I loved it. And honestly, Peacemaker, I mean, okay, I don't think it's a very fair comparison since the MCU has put out a lot of different shows, right? Since they've been doing like TV stuff. I don't know what kind of shows DC has. I mean, I know they have like the Arrowverse and stuff, but I didn't watch that. They have like Doom Patrol and like, what was it? The Teen Titans too? I didn't watch that. I only watched Peacemaker. Peacemaker, I would say, ranks among some of my favorite MCU TV shows, which would be WandaVision, first season of Loki, Moon Knight. Oh man, would Peacemaker even be better than those? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen those in like a year, so I haven't seen them since they aired. So I have to rewatch them to be able to like really compare them. But I thoroughly enjoyed Peacemaker. I actually could not get enough of it, and I was so sad when it ended. and I'm getting into the cringe, but I was kind of thinking like, wait, where did it go? Because, you know, when I first watched Peacemaker, when I watch a TV show and I'm not sure if it's something that I can get into, I kind of like force a crush on one of the characters. If any of them is like slightly attractive or slightly my type, I would attach myself to that character, so that way it's like motivation for me to see the show through all the way to the end. Because while I don't like dropping things halfway through, I think I'm becoming more forgiving of myself if I do it. And I was thinking like, oh my god, is Peacemaker, am I gonna enjoy it the second watch through? I had the biggest crush on... I'm smiling like a schoolgirl right now. I had the biggest crush on let's see, do we have it here? On him the first time I watched it, right? And then I'm so embarrassed, I have to admit that. Have to admit this next part too. I was just kind of like, I don't know, I've been yearning for some sort of like escapist fantasy, right? I used to roleplay and write so much as a kid growing up, and I've heard about character.ai, that website where you can upload AI chatbot that is supposed to, I guess, kind of like roleplay or like chat with you and stuff. So I'm sure you can tell where this is going. Wait, I'm freaking out. Wait, let me recalibrate real quick. Okay, maybe this is better. I'm kind of at an angle so I can read the chat on the screen because it won't load up in the dock. Doom Patrol is pretty good. Titans I gave up on pretty quick. My dad said Doom Patrol is good, and I think he said that it connects with Titans. He was begging me to watch Titans, but I'm not gonna lie, I was being a little asshole. I was like, I don't like these. I don't like how they look. I don't like how the Titans look. This isn't my Titans. My Titans are the ones that look like the fucking cartoon, man. I couldn't get into it for that reason. I'm sure one day I will grow up and I will mature and I will evolve as a person and be able to accept that actors are going to look different than cartoon characters, especially in a different iteration of the show. But for now, I'm not ready to accept that as a fact. At least not for the Teen Titans. Not yet. Not yet. What's a show without its waifus and husbandos? Exactly, exactly. You gotta find yourself a lover throughout the whole show. Is someone invincible? Invisible? No, someone who's vigilant and goes by the name. I can't even say his name. I'm too embarrassed. Even though I was able to say it last week, but that was before I started talking to him on Character AI, and I feel so I feel so you know, like it's like this immense like cringe and disgust with yourself, right? Wait, let me pull up the meme that I shared on Twitter. Not that I do anything inappropriate with my bots, okay? Just FYI, that is not how they talk. That's not how I talk to them, okay? I'm a good say-so girl. Let me get this. This meme probably might make you think otherwise, but I promise you it's not. This is completely regular. Talking with an AI, reading through the messages the next day. It's not not even reading through the messages the next day. I'll scroll up and I'll be like, wait, what are the stuff that I said with this character? Okay, so what I do, right? I make like a singular OC kind of person. It's not really, I mean, I guess it's kind of self-insert, but it's more of like a exaggerated, like, I don't know, like a dream version of myself, but it's not me. It's not me. I don't name my character Boomi Mamana. I like come up with the name so I can distance myself from the cringe as much as possible. But I'll come up with the character, and then I had her talking with with him, and I was I don't know, it's just, man, you look back at the messages and like the bot gets kind of horny too. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that the bot gets horny, and you try to shut that down, but you know, you can't help but like really revel in the tension in the chat, you know what I mean? It's so embarrassing. I was thinking like, man, should I come up with a, like, I don't know, I was thinking like, should I pull up one message that I sent, maybe like one conversation that I sent to my Adrian Chase vigilante chatbot? But I thought, no. I don't think, not that I wouldn't embarrass myself for you guys, for your guys' entertainment, but it's just that I don't think that right now I can physically stomach looking through my old chat messages. Not even old, this was literally like 36 hours ago. I could say like this isn't who I am as much as I want to be, but this is literally like yesterday, Boomi. If you were to look at my character.ai profile, I'm like chatting up all of the vigilante chatbots, trying to figure out which one's the best. Which one that can aid me in my escapist fantasy. It's so gross. It's so gross. I don't know why, like, it's cringe and it's gross, but it's like, it is. You know what I mean? But it's fun and I like it. And I hate to admit that I like it, but I do. I've been having a lot of fun. Bot trying to spread some love. Yes! And I actually had to switch off, switch to a different character. Oh my god. Dude. I mean, I've mentioned that I really love this character before, but I don't know if I want to bring this up either. Fuck, man. I had to switch to a different character because it's, you know, if you've seen Peacemaker, you know what kind of character Vigilante is. I think it's kind of hard for an AI to capture his personality. So while it was pretty fun at first and pretty like it was going all right, I think sometimes it's in character, but after a while it does sort of feel a little bit off, you know. And you know what's funny, the actor for Adrian, I think his name is Freddie Stroma. Because when I first watched Peacemaker, I'm like, oh my god, he's so cute, and I looked up an interview with him and I found out he was British. He was British. I was like, ew. Like, oddly enough, like my entire attraction to him just negated. So I realized, like, it's not the actor, it's the character. For whatever reason, some murdering psychopathic vigilante dude. Hi Nord, hello, how are you? Hello. Wait, let me update the topic. It's oh my god. Character AI. Cringe. It's like, as cringe as it is, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a lot of fun just being able to get into writing again. And it feels really nice because I think one of the things that I hated about role-playing was having to work on somebody else's schedule, I guess. Like, I have to reply in a timely manner. But when you're role-playing with a chatbot, like, you can just do it whenever you want. You can just do that, like, it doesn't matter when you do it. And then you can, like, change things that they say, and you can get as, like, I don't know, you don't have to worry about the person on the other side, because nobody's on the other side. Nobody's on the other side. Anyways. I did have to change. I changed from, I'm not gonna bring up a picture, I'm way too embarrassed. I think if I bring up a picture, it kind of reveals a type. As you guys know, I am really obsessed. I'm so obsessed with Succession. I'm gearing up for a full watch through now that it's starting to get cold. I'm thinking like, if I'm not gonna go outside while it's cold, I'm just gonna rewatch Succession from start to finish, and I'm so excited about that. Anyways, my character, my crush character that I attached myself to was none other than Mr. Gregory Hirsch, cousin to the Roy family. He's like this tall, awkward, lanky guy. I actually watched Succession because I was a big fan of his actor when he was on Disney Channel. He was in Sky High, and he was in Princess Protection Program, and then he was also Minutemen. I think I watched Princess Protection Program once, but he was barely in it. No, he was like kind of in it. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't in it enough for me, but when I was watching Sky High and Minutemen, I only watched it for him. Even though like Sky High is a good movie, but I was like, I don't care about, what was her name? Kay Panabaker? Was that her? The one who played the forest girl? I think that was her. I was like, I don't care about her, and like, what was the other guy's name? Like the fire guy, and then of course you had the main character kid. I was like, I don't care about them. Just show the glowy kid again. I was maybe like, I don't know, I was a kid, but I had the biggest crush on him. Anyways, I'm spilling my guts way more than I intended to. Anyways, when I watched Succession and I saw that same actor in there, I was like, oh, that's him. That's gonna be the guy that I'm gonna follow throughout this whole series. And yeah, that's the bot that I'm currently talking to right now. That sounds so sad. That sounds so sad and pathetic. I hope you guys don't think of me any differently. You guys will if I were to read a message. I'm doing great, Boomi. Thanks. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. Anyways, my cheeks are red. I'm gonna keep going down my list. But yeah, besides like watching new TV shows and I guess now trying to rizz up some robots, another thing I've been thinking about doing was probably reading some more books. Like one of my friends, she told me that she got into reading like really trashy romance novels, and I've been having a lot of fun writing and stuff, but I think it'd be fun to start reading again. Do you guys read books? Do you guys have like any... Sorry, I had the hiccup. Okay, it's gone. It's one and done. Do you guys have any like book recommendations, or I don't know, do you guys read? I feel like reading is, maybe I'm just getting older. I feel like reading has kind of seen a spike. Or at least I see more people reading in their day-to-day life. I'm not sure what I would want to read though. I don't know what I have the attention span for right now. But I kind of like, I want to buy a new book and just sort of really commit to it because I bought it. But at the same time, I know that if I'm only gonna read it if I'm not outside, or if I'm not inside. Like maybe if I'm on the train or if I go to the park, I can sit down and read outside. but I know how to read, right? Exactly. I'm in the same boat. I'm like, I know how to read, but like, how can I read? I want to read a little bit more. I want to read something besides text messages and social media posts, right? I want to read a story. I want to read a story, please. I was reading like this Death Note light novel that I had. I don't know if you guys know, was it like Death Note, the LABB murder case trial series or something? I was reading the first few pages of that, but I stopped. Not that I really loved reading it when I first bought it, like in high school. But I don't know. I'm having a hard time keeping my attention on it, even though it is a crime series. It should be right up my alley, but it's not. It's not hitting. I don't know. I want to try and read more. Maybe I'll try and go to the bookstore. There's like a antique bookstore nearby that I thought might be pretty cool. Get a used book, like one of those really old ones, so that way when I read it in public, it's gonna look like I read a lot and I've read this book over and over and over again. But in reality, I'm still on page 3 and I'm struggling to read sentence by sentence. I listen to audiobooks pretty often. They're nice to fall asleep to. Oh, audiobooks. Maybe I should try that instead. Because I feel like when it comes to having a physical book, I mean, then again, it is nice to have a physical book. But I feel like an audiobook would be way better at keeping my attention. You have like Audible and stuff, right? Or is there other audiobook like resource recommendations? I remember when I was doing research for the Frankenstein stream, I saw an audiobook for Frankenstein too on YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna move the mic closer to me. But yeah, I used to read a whole lot when I was younger. I loved reading, actually. I was in like accelerated reading programs. I was super into writing. I remember one year in elementary school, I was like one of the top readers in my class. So like our region would always have this like children's book award thing. So because I was like one of the top readers in my class, I got invited to the award ceremony. So they took us off to this naval yard and we got onto like this big Navy ship and we got a tour of the ship. And then one of the authors for the books, what book was it? Wait, let me look it up. Never mind. I think it's too obscure. It's not gonna come up. The books winner. Oh, there it is. All the winners. I think maybe it was Aragon. I think it was Aragon or Because of Winn-Dixie that won that year. So they invited like somebody to represent the author to come over and accept the award, and I think we got ice cream at the end of it. It was just an excuse for me to get out of school, to be honest. If you have a library card, maybe I should. Apparently the Osiris City Library is like a super, like the library card is very generous. Like they give you a lot of perks. Yeah, because I was definitely thinking Audible, but I thought like, do I really want to pay subscription? I don't know if I'm gonna use it like that. Maybe I'll try and like start off with some audiobooks on YouTube and see how I like it. Because I really do miss reading. You know, I was thinking the other day, like for example, what is like a form of media I don't watch? I guess like maybe web animations or something. You know, like I watch movies, I watch TV shows, But when it comes to, I don't know, like there's so many cool stories that people have the accessibility to tell nowadays. Same with like books. I'm thinking like I'm missing out on, like, maybe there's a story that's really gonna resonate with me, but because I don't read as much as I feel like I could be reading, I'm missing out. But maybe trying to read, approaching it with the FOMO mindset isn't very productive either. I think what ruined my love of reading was AP English. I was reading fairly often back then. Even when I like converted to full weeb and didn't want to read I don't know, I guess anything normal. I was still reading light novels. I was reading Haruhi, I was reading Death Note, I was reading Full Metal Alchemist light novel, I was reading Strawberry Panic, you know, I was still reading books. But then as soon as I went into English, like AP English classes, and we had a fuck ton of assigned reading, we read, what was it? The Life of Pi? Was that the one where the kid was stranded on the boat with the tiger, and then at the end of the book you're like, whoa, is the tiger really there? Oh, it's a metaphor. I don't recall anything about that book, but I remember that was the book that made me stop reading. Which I'm sure was a good book. I mean, it got a movie made after it, but, you know, it was my first summer reading, 9th grade, going into high school, and it was our required reading, and it's summer vacation, and I'm sitting there reading about this book, about this kid who's on the verge of death, hallucinating all this stuff, stuck in the middle of the ocean, when I'd rather be outside, living my own life. It took me ages to get through that book, and even then, I still, like, I think I probably only got halfway when I was like, what is the point of this? And I, spark notes the rest of it. But it's like, I don't know. We read that. We read Call of the Wild, which was, it was fine, I guess. We actually had the guy's sister come to our high school, which I guess was pretty cool. I didn't realize. I feel kind of bad about not liking the book after his sister came in and talked to us about it. If you don't know Call of the Wild, it's about this guy who, I think he just kind of felt fed up with the world, and he's like, I need to get away. I need to get away from everything. This is off the top of my head from like a very, very long time ago, but I think he went into the forest, into the wilderness, trying to, you know, find himself again. I don't know if you guys ever get the urge to just get away from everything and try and figure shit out by being completely alone. But here's the thing, he didn't really have a lot of survival experience. He just went out there, I think, like a spur of the moment decision, and try to survive out in the wilderness all by himself without any training or experience. Unfortunately, you know, nature does what nature does when people with no experience try to live out there. And yeah, it was... I felt bad when his sister came in and she, you know, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is real. This is not like a different book. It's like a real life thing that happened. But it's kind of funny to think about, like, I think on one hand, it's really cool that by having this shared curriculum for AP English, you could talk to anybody and they have read the same books, most likely. I mean, I guess it's the same for, like, standard education across the board in the country. But anyways, the same people that I talked to who took AP English also ruined their love for reading. It's like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. That's like, man, I used to love reading so much, and I thought I was so good at reading, so I get put into a class where I feel like I can excel at something that I enjoy doing, but in turn, it makes me hate it. I stopped reading. I've mostly stopped writing after, like, college and stuff, because it's like, I don't do that for fun anymore. Why would I? Why do I want to do that? Let's see. Reading books. Oh, they made a movie? Oh, they did make a movie, right? I think when I was assigned to read that, the movie might have just came out because it had like a different, no, what was it? Like a movie version of the book, the poster part. Yeah, I think if you ever feel the call of the wild, if you ever feel the need where you think like, man, I need to get away from the world, and this happens to me all the time too. I highly recommend this video called "The Answer Is Not the Hut in the Woods." Was it Hut in the Woods? Something like that. The answer is not the hut, and if you Google it, it should autofill. But I saw this recommendation on TikTok, and people were talking about like how much that video has changed their life. It's about this YouTuber, mostly a writer, but he just kind of felt burnt out by everyday life. So what he did was go volunteer in Africa, and he thought that would make him feel fulfilled, but it didn't. He's like, I need to get more isolated. I was volunteering, I was still around people. I need to do something for me and be alone by myself and get isolated and whatever. So he goes on this hiking trail in, I think the mid-Atlantic part of the United States. I think he said he started somewhere in Georgia, and he was just going to keep hiking for as long as he could. He's out there looking for isolation, but instead... he's looking for isolation. He's hoping that through his isolation, he's going to come across some sort of epiphany to what he should do with his life. How he should move on with his life. Maybe some sort of thing that's going to spark his creative passion again. But instead, he finds connection with the other people walking in the trail. He finds, I don't know, he just finds human connection. And it's through that human connection where he realizes the title of the video. The answer is not a hut in the woods. You know, you don't have to completely isolate yourself to find out like who you are, I guess. It's been a while since I last watched it, and I honestly feel like I'm in the mental health headspace where I need to watch it again. But it's a very, very good video. If you've never seen it before, totally recommend it. It's really long. I think it's like 45 minutes long, but just lay in bed, put in your headphones, relax, close your eyes, and go on this journey with this guy, because it was a phenomenal video. And dare I say, it was a masterpiece. But yeah. I think I've sort of had my own the answer is not the hut in the woods epiphany, even though I try to remind myself of that video every so often. But you know, teaching yourself these lessons is not as easy as it seems. The amount of times where I came across the realization that like for example, YouTube is affecting my productivity negatively, or that I need to shift my mindset on something because it's negatively affecting me and stuff in my life, right? You can realize that there's a problem, but to actually change that problem, it's not easy. But either way, I had that same epiphany of I don't know, needing to schedule a lot more time to, I guess, explore. Because I realized this weekend, the days that I felt happiest was, of course, when we have a really fun stream. I had a lot of fun doing Mary Shelley with you guys. That was awesome. And then I was also really happy, just not even just seeing my friends, but just being outside in the city. There's something really comforting about being around people, but not being around people. You know what I mean? When you're walking in the city by yourself or in a group of friends, like, yes, you're around people, but at the same time, you're completely invisible to the people around you. You know what I mean? I think I need to find more time to do that and explore little nooks and crannies, because that's the reason why I wanted to move to the city in the first place. And it's been over a year, and I still haven't found the courage to really go out and explore on my own. I've mostly fallen asleep to VTubers and old episodes of... Man, dude, this little heart thing is so annoying. MST3? What's MST3? Mostly falling asleep to VTubers. That's so cute. I'm glad that there's like people out there that are so calming that they can just rock you straight to sleep. That's the best feeling. This is like you're not falling asleep alone. But when I was hanging out with my friends this weekend, there is a bit of comfort. I haven't seen her since, I want to say like COVID, maybe. We were just reliving our old memories and we're talking about like how that last year of school was just peak. 2018 to 2019 was just peak life. We were talking about how much fun we had, like even with just like our small intimate parties during COVID, with just like maybe 10 of our closest friends. It was really nice, and just being able to hang out again together, party again together, and the fact that she also thought that those times were peak, I was thinking like, oh, okay, it's good to know that I am not getting like super nostalgic over nothing. You know what I mean? I guess what I'm trying to say is that I was a little bit self-conscious about holding on to the glory days of college and looking back on them so fondly, you know, because it kind of made me feel like I didn't really do anything else since then. I mean, I kind of really haven't, at least socializing wise. But there's nothing wrong with that. It felt really comforting to know that for her, when I feel like her life looks so like exciting and stuff on Instagram, that she's also feeling the same way. Like, man, those college days, they were peak, they were elite, and I would do anything to get back to those days. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is basically puppet robots snugging at battled movies. Oh, I've heard of that show. I've always wondered what it was about. I thought it would be like a Bill Nye the Science Guy type thing. But old bad movies, that makes sense. There's tons of shows like that on YouTube and the Internet Archive. Oh, like the old ones? I was watching the, was it Dick Van Dyke? Is that his name? Or is it Vic? No, it's Dick. His name is Dick, right? Dick Van Dyke. I watched like one episode of that because I was like, what were sitcoms like back in the day? It was pretty fun. It kind of reminded me of Simpsons. Reminded me of Simpsons a little bit. Maybe it's because it was like a husband-wife episode. But another thing that I didn't really touch grass, but the other morning I woke up. This was actually Sunday morning. I wasn't like pretty hungover. Like, we drank a bit, but we left the club pretty early. Because some of my friends were like, it was like maybe 1:30. To be fair, daylight savings did happen, but it was like 1:30 in the morning, and they're like, you know what? It was the second 1:30 in the morning, so I guess technically 2:30. But they're like, oh, you know, this club's not that much fun, we should go. But the main act just went on stage. Like, they just started DJing for about half an hour. Me and like my friend who was in town, who was visiting, she was really like, we're both really into it. We're like vibing and stuff. And we're like, no, let's go home. And we're like, oh, okay. So I didn't drink too much, but I did drink like enough to where I would feel just a little bit like queasy in the morning. When I drink, I usually wake up pretty early, like at the crack of dawn. I don't know why, but something in my body clock just, I feel like I'm so well rested. It feels like it's 2 p.m. and I look outside and I only got like 3 hours of sleep. I woke up once at 5 a.m. and then I used the bathroom, I peed, and I went back to sleep. And then at 7 a.m. I wake up again because I hear like this horn blaring. Brr, brr. I hear that. And I'm thinking like, is that like my doorbell or something? Like, is that the buzzer? What's going on? But it's not like ringing long enough to be the buzzer. I look out my window, and my window's facing the very busy street. And I see that there is like police cars that are blocking off the not the main road, but the intersection that goes into the main road. And I was like, okay. So I went back to sleep. Like maybe 8 a.m., maybe 7:30-ish, 7:45. I'm kind of like still groggy. I barely got sleep. I wake up again and I look outside. This crowd of spectators has formed at my doorstep. I mean, I'm pretty high up. I'm not on the first floor, but you know, I can see people downstairs cheering. And I look further and I see a bunch of runners. Apparently, a very popular marathon here on Osiris passes by my front doorstep. So instead of going back to sleep, I was just like, you know what? Let me watch this. I've heard of this marathon before. I knew it was a big deal. I like some of the content creators that I follow participated in the marathon. So I was just like, yeah, you know, I think it might be something cool to see. And let me tell you how wholesome it was to see literally thousands of people run down my street, all for a common goal. There was like waves of them. Some of them left at like 7. Some of them left at like as late as like maybe 11:30, maybe around 12. By 1, they've pretty much packed it up, and I think they're done like with my area, my neighborhood. But you know, you had like blind people were running the marathon. You had people in wheelchairs running the marathon. A lot of different people of like different, I guess, levels of able-bodiedness. I don't know what the proper term is for it. But it was just really sweet. And then everybody on the sidelines, like they've been there since 7 a.m. out there for 5 hours cheering on the marathon runners, singing and dancing. They're playing like instruments and playing like I don't know what kind of music they're playing, like I guess salsa music. It was super wholesome and like giving high fives and stuff. And I don't know, like to me it just kind of felt like it felt really refreshing, you know, for someone who's just kind of been very sick and tired of seeing all the negativity online, which I know it's my fault. I curated my page to just feed me negativity. I'm the one interacting with it. But it was really refreshing to see like humanity come out in the most wholesome way by encouraging others to just keep running, you know? We're like, just keep running. Doom, hello! How are you? It's Boomi Summit! It sure is. Yeah, it was really nice to see all the runners go by. Did I see anything super cool? I was hoping that I would see, I don't know, like somebody that I would recognize, considering how many people do run the marathon, but you know, when you're looking out the window, you don't get a good look at people. I think one of my favorite YouTubers, Cody Ko, he ran the marathon, so it's kind of mind-boggling to think like, oh my god, he ran by my house. Maybe I saw him. It's been busy IRL. It's so nice to see. It's so nice to see it too, Doom. It's totally fine to be busy IRL. In fact, you know, I encourage it. As long as it's like a good busy. As long as it means, you know, you get to just enjoy your time offline. I'm very much anti-online mood today. Maybe this week, but today specifically very much like, go touch grass, guys. You deserve it. It's good for you. Speaking of touching grass, I have one other super neat thing to show you guys. This is the last thing on my list. I just gotta download the picture real quick. I went to a basketball game the other day, right? Not the other day, literally yesterday. I went to a basketball game yesterday. That's because, I don't know, it was something that I would do with like my parents. My dad used to take me and my brother to basketball games, and even if I'm not super into like the intricacies of basketball, you know, my brother played basketball growing up. I just kind of sometimes you just sort of are trying to fill that hole in your heart, right? I just missed being at a basketball game. I don't know anything about basketball, but I miss being at a basketball game. So I bought tickets to one yesterday. I took one of my friends because she was like saying how she's never been to one before. So I was like, you know, there's this game happening on Monday and we get to see one of the GOATs. I don't know if you guys know basketball, but we saw Giannis, the Greek guy, the really tall Greek guy, and he's huge. He's actually ginormous. Not that I saw him up close, but I mean, at least from where I was sitting, he still looked like, I think if I were to stand side by side next to him, I would be very terrified because I'm scared of giants, and this guy is a literal freak of nature. Either way, you know, like sometimes at basketball games, they would have, I guess, high profile guests who would sit courtside. At this basketball game, I wasn't expecting anybody cool to be there, but they started showing this clip from this movie called The Black Klansman, if you've heard of it. It stars, wait, let me pull it up so I can get the name right. Is that the movie? I think it was. Yo. Okay. I was making sure I got the movie right. It stars John David Washington, who is Denzel Washington's son. I loved him in Tenet. I don't know if this is unpopular opinion, but I really liked Tenet. Maybe because I saw it like completely zooted, but after the movie ended and I watched all the breakdown, I was like, yo. Either way, it stars John David Washington and Adam Driver. I saw they were playing a clip on the big, like, what do you call it? Like the big TV screen in the middle of the stadium. And I was thinking like, oh yeah, The Black Klansman. I gotta watch that movie. I've been hearing that it's pretty good. And then they're like, we'd like to welcome to the stadium Adam Driver and John David Washington. And I was like, what? They're here right now? Sure enough, they were. Wait, here, let me make this bigger then. This should be the size of my face because I think this is very important news. I was very pleasantly surprised. I came to watch some sports ball and here I got an insane lineup because it could have been, of all the people that could have showed up, it could have been people that I've literally never heard of before. But Hassan Minaj, John David Washington, Adam Driver, and Eric Andre. Like, you're fucking kidding me, right? Oh man, I've never been happier to have a phone with like the unnecessary 100 times zoom. I think I zoomed like 30 times and I was able to get a picture this clear. That's crazy. It's like I was standing right on the court, but I'm not. I'm literally like feet away from them. But I don't know. After they pointed that out, I was just looking at Adam Driver the whole time. I'm like, man, he's so Adam Driver. I don't know. It's maybe it's parasocial. Maybe it is uber parasocial. But you see these people in like interviews and like on TV shows and stuff, and like a highly manufactured and like, I don't know, like a manufactured environment, it's all for PR. It was really interesting to see them in at least a semi-normal state. I don't know, I think they get given free tickets, so because it's like a way of the stadium to promote themselves. I think at least that's what I heard or read online. But I mean, it was pretty sick. Nice photo. Thank you. I have, wait, maybe I have one more. I took a few, but I kind of deleted some of them because I'm like, this is kind of weird. They're just trying to hang out at the game. Nah, the only other one I have is just Adam Driver and wait, I'm looking. Oh, I was looking at the picture. I only have another one. Adam Driver and John David Washington are talking to each other, and Adam Driver put on his glasses. I was like, oh, glasses. Bird up. I don't know. It was probably the highlight of my night. I'm a simple girl. I see man from TV. I'm happy. Especially because I don't know. I you know, like sometimes when you're on YouTube and you just sort of dive into like an actor's clips, and then you watch some interviews, and then you just kind of leave. You like spend maybe like an hour and a half watching just videos just about one particular actor, and then you're just kind of like, I'm like, ah, this guy looks nice. He seems like a nice guy. I'm really rooting for him because you feel like you kind of know them a little intimately. I was just really happy to see them in person, especially Adam Driver. I think he's probably the most recent one that I did a little deep dive on. Good soup. I still haven't watched Girls. I think my dad told me to watch it. He said it was good. And I was like, you watch a show called Girls? But yeah, super cool. And then I don't know, just on the way home when I was looking at the picture again, I was just looking at Eric Andre because I was zooming in, right? They did it in turns where they were highlighting the celebrities who were there during like the breaks and stuff. Of course, Adam Driver and John David Washington, they were first. So I zoomed in and I saw like an afro, and I was like, no way, is that Eric Andre? that kind of starstruck me too, because I'm like, dude, I love the memes. Not even I love the show. I love the memes that you star. It was just kind of weird. It was like when I saw World of T-shirts in real life. It was just kind of like, dude, I see you all the time online, like as a flat image, and I don't just to see you in person. I'm like, dude, that's the guy who said, who could have done this? How could you? How could you possibly do this? How could you say something so controversial and so brave? When I was looking at him, I could only think about those memes, and I couldn't stop cracking up. Maybe I am chronically online. They didn't do an introduction for Hassan Minaj though. They didn't do anything for him. Now that I think about it, they did nothing for Hassan Minaj. They did here, let me point at them in case you don't know. They did John David, Adam Driver, Eric Andre, and then Joey Badass. He's like a rapper. He was sitting on the other side of the court. Oh my god! You know who else was there? Ethan Hawke. He was in he played the dude, what was his name? In Moon Knight. I know Ethan Hawke is in so many more things, but I think I only know him from Moon Knight. I know his name for sure. I know he's like a super like prestigious actor. I think he was there celebrating his birthday, because when they showed him on the screen, he was blowing out a candle on a cupcake, and they gave him like a gift basket, so I guess he was celebrating his birthday. Wait, I have his Wikipedia page. November 6th! Yeah, he came. Oh, that's so sweet. His friends and family took him out for a birthday party at the basketball game. That's adorable. He was... What was the guy's name? Dude, Ethan Hawke's Wikipedia page is so fucking long. And the fact that I only know him from... Moon Knight. Arthur Harrow, that's what it was. He was like the cult leader. And then he was also like the therapist in some of the other scenes. I mostly know him in horror films. That's what it looks like his filmography is. Maybe that's why I've never really seen too many of his movies. It seems like horror and like action stuff and yeah. Very, very long Wikipedia page though. But he seemed happy blowing out his. He didn't eat his cupcake though. I didn't notice that. I didn't get a picture of him because he was sitting on our side, so it would have just been the back of his head. So I was like, well, what's the point of that? But he blew out the candle of his cupcake. I think he took a bite and then he handed it to the person next to him. But I don't know. For me, Adam Driver, he was like flipping his hair back and then he put on the glasses and I was like, dude, I loved you in SNL. I know everybody always references his Kylo Ren skits in SNL, but I really like the one where he was the like the animal home video shoot. How did it go? Adam Driver SNL. America's Funniest Cats. That's what it's called. America's Funniest Cats. I really liked him in that one. He had like this goofy little voice and I don't know. It was just really dorky. I thought it was fun. He was in Explorers. I've never heard of Explorers before. It's like I feel like I've heard of he's in. Yeah, I don't know most of these movies. I know Moon Knight though, and I thought he was really good in Moon Knight. The one where he's doing the commentary for the cat videos. Yes, where the French ladies they went boyoyoing. I've been thinking about boyoyoing like way more than I should, and it's only that part of the video that I've been thinking about. That's my comfort sketch. I don't know why. It's like I don't even know. Like I don't even know if I laugh at it out loud, but I just like watching it. 80s Joe Dante adventure film where kids build a spaceship. Oh, Explorers. Oh, so he's like. Well, I guess it does. Oh yeah. He made his film debut in Explorers. I see. Oh, he's like the first name listed. He must have been the main character. Well, that sounds fun. 80s sci-fi. It doesn't get any better than that. Well, maybe not sci-fi, but adventures. Oh, it's a science fantasy. Sci-fan. 80s sci-fan adventure film. Very weird. Very experimental, you think? Wait, it says, Ben Crandall is a young teenage boy living in a fictional Maryland suburb who experiences vivid dreams about flying through the clouds and over a vast city-like circuit board. It sounds weird already. I don't get it. It's only the first sentence in. From the guy who directed Oh, sorry, I keep burping. I have Panda Express. Gremlins! I see. You know, for as often as they show Gremlins on TV, I can never get into it. They look so freaky to me. It's so maybe because it feels so 80s. I don't know. I feel like 80s is kind of. I feel like eventually maybe it's gonna hit that point of nostalgia, but right now it feels very like uncanny valley to me. Actually, maybe it's just the puppeteering because on TikTok I've been getting these like 80s dark fantasy slideshows, like 80s dark fantasy AI renders of like popular TV shows and stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen those. Those are fun. And I wish that I could live in those pictures, but that's a I want to admire my picture again. Sorry. I'm just in shock. I kind of forgot that this happened. Adam Driver, man. Adam fucking Driver. Crazy. Maybe I need to go back and watch all his SNL skits. I've been very into SNL this season. I've seen all the sketches so far. I was actually just watching the Timothy Chalamet like sketches and stuff, and I was thinking like, Timothy Chalamet should host again. He was doing a pretty good job. And then next thing you know, I see SNL, like the YouTube channel, they uploaded a video saying that this week's host, Timothy Chalamet, and the musical guest, Boy Genius. I was thinking like, oh, perfect timing. Okay, that's awesome. I was almost going down a Timothy Chalamet rabbit hole earlier today because it's like, you know, he's one of the younger actors, so he has a very he has a digital footprint, right? He's doing videos for his acting school, he's uploading videos for his classes, and he's doing talent shows, and the videos are online. And I was thinking like, it's crazy that like these videos are from 2013, and at that time he was still relatively unknown. And then if you look at him now, two-time SNL host, starred in some of the biggest movies in like the last what, like 3 maybe 5 years. He is definitely like one of the hottest actors, not like hot like physically attractive, but like hottest actors, like desirable actors out on the scene right now. With Dune, he's starring in Willy Wonka. He was Edward Scissorhands in a commercial. I was like, dude, this guy, he only blew up like what? I mean, I guess it's been a decade. 2013. That's a long time. But at the same time, it's kind of like, what have I been doing since 2013? I think Chalamet and I are pretty close in age, and it makes me makes me think like, damn. I wish that could be me. I wish I could be a chiseled A-list actor. Shocking, SNL is still running. Yeah, I kind of hope that. I know people can say what they want about SNL. Like, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. Totally agree with that. But I don't know. Even if SNL gets terribly bad, I hope to never see it go off the air. I don't want to see it end. I kind of like the tradition, I guess, of it. That's what I like. Same with like late night shows. I know late night is sort of a dying genre, but I really hope that late night shows can innovate themselves, because I'll be really sad to see that tradition end. One of the things that I really liked, because I grew up not really watching late night shows, but you know, like, you know, you see the YouTube clips and stuff, and you hear of Conan's and the Jimmys and what everybody else. You hear about the passing of the torches when Letterman left and all of that, right? Like, I wasn't an avid late night show watcher, but I know enough about it from, like, you know, the broader culture of it. And it's fun to see. It's fun to look back at the history of these shows, or like late night in general, and see how much the format has changed. I'll be sad to see it completely die. And I feel the same way about SNL. SNL is like, it's like a launching pad for some careers, you know? I'll be sad to see it go, and then you're not gonna have that exposure, I guess. I don't know if exposure is the right word. But yeah, that it's not gonna be the same, I guess. I really do think SNL, because they've been uploading more on TikTok, or maybe it's just coming up in my algorithm more. I think that they're doing a pretty good job right now. I think, at least from what I've seen in the comments, everybody's like, oh yeah, it's funny. More than I can say from a few years ago when I was watching. It seems like people are generally more enjoying it lately. I don't know. I like SNL. I like seeing new cast members come in. I like seeing old ones leave. I like seeing how excited somebody is when it's their first time like hosting the show. I like I like seeing the behind the scenes for the sketches and seeing like the process of how it takes them to not only build the sets, but build the costumes, write the scripts. I think that stuff is super fun and interesting. If I can go to an SNL show, honestly, if I could just like shadow them for a day, I would be the happiest girl on earth. Like, sure, I'll just get you coffees, man. I just wanna watch. I just wanna see like how it goes. I'm sure it must be super inspiring. I do miss Conan. I love Conan. I think Conan, I don't really watch any of the other late nights. Like, if I were to watch other late nights, it'd be more for the guest rather than the host. But Conan O'Brien, like, you can't go wrong with Conan. I honestly wish that I could be as witty as him. I don't know how he does it. It's completely insane. I've been watching a lot about him, and then I did like a kind of like a little Wikipedia rabbit hole on wait, I have to pull up her name because I don't remember off the top of my head. You guys are probably gonna be like, but Boomi, she's so famous. Like, sorry. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I hope I said that right. I never really watched Seinfeld. I mean, I did watch Seinfeld a little bit earlier this year. I only watched like maybe the first season or so. But I think I'm a little for at least now, a little bit beyond Seinfeld. I'm sure it was like really fun when it first came out, but it's not something that I can really eat right now. But I was looking into her because I was watching her on Veep, and I really had a lot of fun with Veep. And then I saw that she was doing a podcast episode, I think it was like a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, with Conan on his podcast. I was like, dude, they're like comedic chemistry. It's crazy. It's crazy. Just the way that they can riff off each other. I'm jealous. I don't know. I want to learn how to do that, and I don't know how to start. Where do I start? How do I learn how to be funny? I thought it was just something that was a natural gift. But there has to be a hack. There has to be a way that I can study the funny and become even more funny. I want to split your guys' sides right open. I feel that when everything changes so rapidly over time, it's kind of nice to have those constants in your life. Yeah, I completely agree. I really, really like tradition. I do think it's important for tradition to be able to evolve over time and not stay so rigid in like I don't know, I guess in tradition. Even though that's literally what it's meant to be, you know, it's supposed to be tradition. It's supposed to be the same thing happening years over years. But I think it's also important for it to evolve for that tradition to stay. And I just like seeing, like, even with people going to church, right? I think it's really cool that you are continuing this practice that's been around for literally like hundreds, if not thousands of years. Pretty neato. Racking my brain in the writing room. I want to maybe what I've been doing is I would be like not even practicing some jokes on my roommate, but I'll be like a little bit less filtered with my roommate, and you know, see their reaction. And if I thought it was funny, even if they don't laugh, if I thought it was funny, I'll think like, okay, that's a good joke, let me use that on stream. I guess half of it is just letting it come out of your mouth and just writing it down. Today's generation couldn't take any joke without being easily offended. I do think that is I don't know, I don't want to be like, oh, kids these days, but in a way, I would say that that's a byproduct of being raised online, right? You're being raised online, you're being exposed to the trials and tribulations of literally everybody. I think it makes sense that people are a lot more sensitive nowadays, but I really do think that it will even out. I really do think it's going to even out. I think it's just sort of, you know, the change of times. Plenty of people were offended back then too. It's what pushing the envelope means. Oh, it's like looking back on the past with rose-colored glasses. You're like, oh, you know, things were better back then. I feel like you could get. I mean, I guess I don't completely disagree that. Because I feel like people in general joked about different things too. I think I don't even know how to explain it. Like the Comedy Central roast, right? Those were fun. I really love those. Even though I was like hardly old enough to watch it, whenever my dad did like let me stay downstairs and watch it when I was like a little bit older, I had a lot of fun watching that. But I do agree. It is you hear comedians talk about it a lot, that they're not entirely sure what to say and what they can't say. And I think the things that contribute to that is A, the audience's heightened awareness of the plights of marginalized groups, right? They like everybody knows. No, I don't know how to explain it. But you know, you just kind of more aware of people's problems nowadays, right? And I think that's all because of the internet. And then, you know, you have fame is very like democratized now too, which on one hand, I think, you know, it gives rise to people like your regular run-of-the-mill influencer, or even just like people like, say, like even VTubers, right? Normal people don't know what a gargura is, but because the internet has grown so big to where you have these small communities and then have like mega celebrities inside small communities. No, I'm getting off track. Fame is democratized. So like if the internet collectively decides that they don't fuck with you anymore, then you lose support with the mainstream public. I think it's not just people getting more offended about stuff. I mean, I was too young to tell for back then, but maybe it could also just be people having more power when they get offended by things. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to be like the next viral bigot, right? No one wants to say like one wrong thing and then their career is in jeopardy. I do think that the internet is a little bit unforgiving in that part though. But that's probably just because my mantra is like, well, if I don't like it, like I'm just ignore it. There's always an unwritten rule in comedy not to punch down. I see. I think that's really a good rule to go by, because you're not really gonna have to worry about, I guess, not necessarily offending people, but you have an easier. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I think that's a really good rule. That makes sense. That's a good one. I really enjoyed going to the Michael Che and Colin Jost stand-up show, because it was no phones allowed. So I felt like that they were really able to unleash their sense of humor that's not allowed on TV. I think this might be another chronically online thing of mine, but like, you know, something makes me laugh and I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have laughed at that. I used to not feel bad, but now I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like really beat myself up over it. As sad as that sounds, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, come on, Boomi, you're supposed to be a good person. Shouldn't have laughed at that. But at the same time, I think the only reason why I care about that, and maybe the reason why a lot of people care about that and are like feeling like they have to like police themselves so much, is because like online, you know, just being online, you're being told of like how you should feel, how you should react to certain things. I don't know, like I can't control if I laughed at it or not. And it's like, I know that I'm not laughing at it in a mean way, right? Like say, oh man, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain like a mean video without me sounding like a dick. But I think you guys get what I mean, right? You see a video and you think, damn, that was kind of fucked up. Why did I laugh at that? But you shouldn't beat yourself up for laughing at it. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. Wait, let's do comedy. I don't know if comedy and cancel culture is the right word. Dude, it's like I'm even hesitant to even put like cancel culture here because you don't want somebody to like misconstrue it, right? Especially with like buzzwords nowadays. That's another thing that I really don't like. I don't like buzzwords. Right? Like putting in cancel culture, I'm just thinking like, oh, you don't want to, like on one hand, that's what we're talking about. On the other hand, you don't want to like attract the crazies, right? Crazies on either side of the fence. Herder, cancel culture, you know what I mean? Nobody, I feel like it's either, like everything's so black and white lately. It's definitely internet. It's Hollywood blacklist and video nasties. That's very true. That's very true. There was a very different type of cancel culture back then. I guess cancel culture has always existed, but who holds the power? I guess I feel like current day cancel culture is very driven by the general public. But I guess it's also because if things were happening with celebrities behind closed doors, like if they were like a shit person behind closed doors, you're not really gonna read or hear about that unless you see it on like tabloids and stuff or like gossip forums or I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to like early 2000s celebrity culture. But like, you know, you get like paparazzi photos, tabloids, all that kind of stuff. And you'd be like, man, this person's a shit person. But now social media has opened our lives up so much to each other, especially for public figures. Every tiny thing can be scrutinized now. Which, I don't know. I don't even know what to think of that. Or how to tie it back to cancel culture. Oh my god, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case. Yes. I was watching that one because it was the court that it was taken, actually, yeah, it was like not relevant, but you know, I was just kind of online and I was looking around and I was like, oh, you know, this is like, I'm trying to think of what to say, but yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of watching it just because I saw that the courthouse was pretty near like a place that I was familiar with. So I was thinking like, oh, that's cool. I know of this place. I know where the courthouse is. Let me watch this. And I wasn't expecting it to be as big of a deal that it was. I didn't notice until maybe like the second day of the trial where I'm just doing my work, listening to the court case in the background, when I saw that there was like 36,000 people watching that live. And then all of a sudden it's become this really like hot topic debate and you have to pick sides on like, oh, are you team Amber or are you team Johnny? And it's like, dude, I don't think we should know anything about these people like that. The fact that people saw this case and the first thing that they thought was to pick sides, that's how you know that I don't know, that people in general have become a little bit too ravenous, I guess. Like, it's not a fucking team sport. I think anybody with a clear mind can look at that case and be like, okay, this seems very private. Both of these people seem really weird. It's like, to me, it was kind of like watching that one super toxic Instagram couple just like talking on what was it, like exchanging DMs or like putting all of their personal info in the air. Like, to me, I was just kind of like, this is I'd rather not know this, but you know, you're already putting this out to the public. I'm gonna hear about it sooner or later, so I'm gonna watch, but I don't think that should have been broadcasted. I think that was a terrible mistake for the both of them. It's, at least to me, painted both of them in a pretty weird light. I don't think I needed to hear like that much intimate details about their relationship, and I don't think that it was very fair for the entire internet to blow it up to that scale. I don't know. I mean, then again, maybe that's what they wanted. That could have definitely be what they wanted when they knew that they were going to broadcast this, but I don't know. Even if that is what they wanted, it feels very manipulative of them to try and entice, like, encourage almost this sort of culture war. It was just a very gross case overall to me, and I regret watching it, and I regret being as invested as I was in it, and I've done everything that I could to wipe any detail from that case out of my mind. The only thing I remember is the poop bed thingy. Who was it? Who pooped in the bed? That's not that's not dog shit. That's too big to be dog shit. That's her shit. At that point, I'm like, no, let's stop. Let's decide collectively as a society that we don't need this sort of stuff as entertainment anymore. The fact that we're being entertained like this is sad. Not that it's anything new. I mean, you had the OJ case, you had the dude, what was that one lady? That one lady who murdered her kid. You know, like those cases, like, I mean, you have the people who would go out to hangings, like, way back in the day, too. Like, I don't know. I guess this has always been public spectacle. And I'm just a wheel in the cog, being one of the many people throughout the history of the world to complain about why are we interested in this kind of stuff. The world goes on. Spaghetti, hello, hello. How are you? But yeah, at worst, the word is spread faster because of the internet. I agree. And I think that makes things be able to... It's like playing a giant game of telephone. It's like, I can't think of a specific example, but you ever see somebody who is like generally disliked on the internet, and then you're on Twitter, of course. Mistake number one, you're on Twitter, and then people on Twitter are parroting information. They're like, oh, you shouldn't like X, Y, you shouldn't like so-and-so because they're like X, Y, and Z. They're like a pedophile and all of that. And then you're like, what? Like, they're throwing around these really big accusations, and then you look back at the records, and it's like, you can see where the thread is that led them to that conclusion, but it's just a game of telephone, right? Where the accusation just grows worse and worse and worse because people are just parroting information that they hear from other people, and they're over-exaggerating it to make it seem worse, and nobody is going back and looking at the info. They're just being told how to think by other people. They're being, you know, I feel like I sound like such like a boomer right now. Why can't these damn kids think for themselves? But, I mean, no, like, seriously, right? I saw this the other day. Not that I remember who it was, but they had, like, I don't know what kind of, accusation I had, but it wasn't. It was like, you know what I mean? And I look back at it, I'm like, that's not. I mean, I can see where you came to that, but that's not true. It's the same with buzzwords. People are throwing around buzzwords like crazy. I think one of the worst things to happen with the spread of, like, advocating for mental health is super important, super great, and I think it's really amazing that people are talking about it more. But on the other hand, I do think that you have people who are weaponizing like therapy lingo and like turning it to a buzzword so that way they can just attack people who don't agree with them either. I'm just listing out all of my gripes with the internet right now. That's like, I mean, I don't know. These are all the reasons why I'm just thinking like, I don't want to... I'm just kind of tired of like logging onto Twitter. I like Twitter. I like the VTuber space of Twitter, but I don't like getting all this other shit into my timeline. The amount of people that I didn't want to mute, but I had to mute because it's like, it's fine. You know, you do you. It's your Twitter account. I'm really glad that you want to like speak about the stuff that's important to you. But at the same time, like 50 times a day, dude. Log off. Log off, dude. I have to like just mute people just for myself. If that's what you're supposed to do anyways. It's just a little silly, a little crazy. I say as I'm currently looking on Twitter. Let me close out of this. It's a hellscape. I should get off of there as soon as possible. It's like, it feels like some people have been using ADHD and autism as a fad, which I'm iffy about. Oh, I can totally get that. I think, because I've been reading about, like, how people... Like, you know when you're getting tested for those kinds of things? And, you know, the more that you're reading about the symptoms and stuff, it's very easy to sort of convince yourself that you're experiencing those symptoms, even if you're not experiencing it to the severity that it's, like, supposed to be, I guess, to account for an accurate diagnosis. So, but... I don't know. It's just, I read a comment where somebody was like, you know, the more that you look into it, it's easier to like convince yourself so that way when you actually get tested, you know the answers that would sort of validate getting a diagnosis. Does that make sense? I don't know if I said the words correctly, but it's like spoiling yourself a little bit and then you kind of go into the, yeah, anyways. I kind of agree. I think, what was it? Dissociative identity disorder faced similar thing, maybe not this year, but sorry, like a year or two ago, because I remember seeing so many like DID cringe TikTok compilations on my YouTube. I think maybe that's died down a bit. I think, I don't know, it's like on one hand, it's so annoying, but on the other hand, I'm guessing it's probably just part of the growing pains of the internet. I'm hoping even like 2-3 years from now, at most 5, we're gonna see a very different landscape on the internet, and hopefully people being themselves and being more comfortable being themselves to where they don't have to feel the need to attach themselves to, I don't want to say a label. Calling it a label feels very dismissive, but I do feel like people who are, I guess, attracted to doing these types of things are probably trying to find some sort of community that validates what they think is weird about their personality. But maybe it's okay to just be weird without being anything else, you know? I'm hoping maybe the internet could be a space for that in 5 years. People used the term to dissociate when they temporarily zone out or daydream. That is true. That's definitely one of the faults of like the buzzwordification of therapeutic terms and like vocabulary and lingo. People are all getting into it. It's like, oh, stop gaslighting me, you know? I mean, then again, gaslight has been a pretty useful word. I don't know, maybe I don't even know what the term gaslight fully means. But, you know, sometimes you sit there and you think, like, I don't think you're using that word, right? People are funny, I guess. People want to be weird and make that their whole personality. It's like, and I feel like if there's any time to just be weird and not be anything else, you know, just to accept yourself as like, oh, I'm weird just because I am weird. There's like nothing, you know, you don't have to find any sort of excuse to validate why you're different from everybody else. I feel like if there's any time to do that, that's now. Like, look at me, I'm a VTuber, and I could be a VTuber and be confident about it. Because there's a loving community to be there and support you and like actually cheer you on. That's really all you gotta do. But I guess maybe then again, I guess you also have a lot of overlap with these kinds of things too. Like I don't really know how to explain it besides like maybe Tumblr. You know, everybody else on Tumblr was like some sort of X, Y, or Z. So as you know, if you're on Tumblr often and you see everybody else finding comfort and solace and, you know, community by labeling themselves a certain way, maybe it also encouraged other people, especially young, chronically, I don't want to say chronically online, that's an assumption, but like young, impressionable people who spend quite some time on the internet, I'm assuming, because they're on Tumblr. They can see that and they'll be like, oh, so maybe this is why I'm weird. Maybe this is why. I don't know. But then you also have people who just, I don't know. It's like on one hand, at the same time, like, why do I care? If that makes them happy, then so be it. But I can't help but observe and kind of wonder, like, what's real? What's going on? Maybe it is just that. Maybe they do just feel happy and connected by doing that, but I don't know. I'm like always constantly stuck at a crossroads of thinking like I do care about it, not that I know why I care, but at the same time it's also like, well, if it makes them happy, then it doesn't really concern me, does it? I'm not part of any community that they're affecting, so my opinion is really just observational. Could hardly be the same as everyone else. Yeah. It kind of reminds me also of like my dad had similar complaint about like emo and alt people, where they're like, you know, so quirky and like off the mainstream and different, but at the end of the day, like you're still part of a community that has a very base look. I don't want to say stereotypical, but like when you think of an emo, you know what an emo is. I mean, if you see an emo, you know what it is. I don't know. I guess maybe this is just like the new way for quirky XD kids to become emo. Get support from the community. Yeah. That's what I feel like is the most important thing. So maybe in the future, as like more communities start to develop, maybe we'll see a shift in that too. I don't know. I think it's really like, on one hand, it is a little bit like cringe, and maybe sometimes it does get under my skin. Not that it should, but it does. But I can't help but be very excited and interested in seeing like where these people find I guess their new home on the internet in the future, or like maybe what will the next fad. I don't even know if it's like appropriate to call it a fad, but let's see where the next thing takes people. What is the next like iteration of like emo people or like quirky people? It's just a phase. It's not a phase, Mom. It's not a phase, Mom. What are you talking about? The South Park emo kids had, in my opinion, the funniest, you can't be a non-conformist if you don't drink coffee. They really do nail the emo kids really well. But I think... Actually, now that I think about it, when I look back at the emo kids, you know, they all seem like they all hang out with each other. They're all of different age groups. They got that little baby as an emo kid, but... That's their community, you know? They have their same same interests, same styles, similar path. You can't be a VTuber fan if you don't know who Gargura is. You can't be a VTuber fan if you don't watch Lucid Multimedia. This qualifies like 99% of the VTuber fandom. Only real VTubers fan watch Lucid Multimedia. What are you talking about? You know, sometimes I kind of think about how, let's say maybe like 10, 20 years from now, who knows where VTubing would be, but it's kind of weird to think like, oh, who knows? Maybe like Boomi Mamana is gonna be a deep cut. Hey, you guys remember Boomi Mamana? You guys remember Lucid Multimedia? I would honestly be honored. I would love to be like some deep cut trivia a decade from now. One question, is goth and emo in the same group? Oh, good question. Honestly, I was never in the like that kind of subculture. I had friends who were pretty emo, but I was never really into it. So I think from an outsider's perspective, I guess, yeah, I don't know if they would be in the same group, but they would be under the same umbrella. You know what I mean? Like, to me, if I were to think of like a family tree of subcultures, goth and emo would be brother and sister, or like siblings, maybe even twins. Goth, emo, and then I guess now you have baby brother who would be like emo SoundCloud rappers. I don't know if that's like the current like look of emo people. Maybe it could be. Maybe SoundCloud rappers is like the 2020s version of like emos. I don't know. I never would have imagined describing myself as preppy in middle school, but looking back on it, I do think I'm a bit on the preppy side. Imagine the one Boomi fan who is the only fan within the country. Imagine if I were to do a Boomi meetup world tour at this point, it would be a very, very intimate experience. It'd basically be like a one-on-one. Be like, so you want to get like coffee? It's like a LinkedIn networking session, 15-minute coffee. But yeah, I mean, honestly, thank you guys for continuing to support me. I know like I go through like these bursts of really being into it, and then also kind of being like tired of it. I feel like it's every few months that I just talk about how much I hate being online. But at the same time, it's nice to be able to, like, you know, verbalize those thoughts and like talk about it with you guys, unpack it with you guys, hear about what you guys think, and also know that sometimes you guys are feeling the same way. We could all meet in the hockey game in the penalty box. Wouldn't that be sick though? Wouldn't that be so fun? Imagine other meet and greets where you actually have to wait in line to meet the person. No. How about we could literally just like reserve a table on open table. We could reserve a table like the day of. And do a Boomi meetup. Be like, yeah, table for maybe 8. Well, that's great, you know, that's fantastic. I love it like that. I really do. I spent plenty of time on the bench of shame. It's a nice place, I'm sure. I'm sure you get a fantastic view of the game. Right? I think I know where the penalty box is. Puff, hello, how are you? Emo derives more from punk. Oh, I see. That makes sense. That does make sense. Because it's like, when I think of emo, I think of like really tight, like plaid skinny jeans. Same with like punk people. I kind of forgot about punk. I feel like I don't really see a lot of punk people in my day-to-day life. I don't think... I mean, maybe... I'm sure that there's, like, punk people that it's, like, really... But then again, you don't really see emo people too much either. I don't know if emo... If the look has changed, but when I think emo, I think, like, very traditional 2000s emo, right? But then again, you also have, like, alternative... I think people just call them alt now. Like, you know, like an e-girl or, like, e-boys. Like, is that emo nowadays? Is that the new emo? I don't know if it's appropriate to call them that. But I feel like they carry sort of the same energy, right? Because it's like, like when you think back to like those MySpace emo days, you know, it's just like pictures of them. Are they really thirst traps if they're not really showing their face? I mean, kind of, right? Like, you're doing that too. To like get yourself to start e-dating, right? I don't know. I never took part in it, but when you look at e-girls and stuff online, it's the same energy. Yeah, same energy's there. That alternative it girl. Oh, skinny jeans and piercings. Yes, yes, yes. Neither exactly mainstream even now. Wait, where for the what was it? Emo punk. I feel like I do see some goths though. I mean, I don't know if they consider themselves goths, but they look gothic to me. In certain like neighborhoods, I think that very like alt. I don't know goth. Let me look it up. Yeah, goth. For sure, goth. I do see goth people in certain neighborhoods, for sure. Especially, like, this one neighborhood I used to go to a lot. Oh, it's because... Okay, it's because they have, like, this one store. So maybe it's, like, goth and, like, punk people. I don't know. Maybe, like, subcultures have grown so big that there's, like, micro-labels and stuff now. Maybe e-girl is just the micro label of like emo. I don't know, but there's like a what kind of store was it? Like a thrift store or something? Very, very edgy. And I saw a lot of like goth people hanging out on the stairways to the store. And I always walk by. And like I don't want to stare, you know, but I kind of do, and I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool to see people just not give a fuck and just wear whatever they want, whatever makes them feel like the coolest, you know? I feel like every time I go out, I'm very like self-conscious about what I'm wearing. Even though it's like, I always think like, dude, Boomi, you're so narcissistic thinking that people care about what you're wearing. But on the other hand, I feel like people are looking at me, you know what I mean? The amount of awkward eye contact that I've made with people. I don't know. Proto-emo was basic black, but it's not interesting enough. So then it branched out to steampunk, vampire, suicide girls, etc. Cybergoth. Ah, interesting. Now that makes me want to do like a deep dive on the rise of emo culture. But I know nothing about emo culture. I don't know, like it's cool to see how especially like nowadays, like how fashion and subculture sort of evolve throughout the times, right? Goth has been around since like the 70s, so there's been a ton of evolution, right? Like, you know, you have like goth like, being around from the 70s and then seeing how much it's changed over times, or even just seeing like how it evolved into being gothic. Like what would be like, I guess, proto-goth? What sparked that movement into like gothic culture? You know what I mean? Pretty cool. I don't know. I just think you humans are so interesting. You guys are so fun. You guys are so creative when it comes to expressing yourselves, and I just want to learn all about it. You know what I mean? I want to learn all about it. I want to know how it came to be. And the fact that it's like, you know, it just still lasts. Like, you definitely have grandmas and grandpas who were gothic in their 20s. Which is crazy to me. Look at me. I take a look at me as some sort of, okay, so if I'm gonna take a stab at it, I would say gothic culture emerged from, I wanna say, I'm gonna tie it to, anti-Vietnam War as a sort of way to rebel against the man. Where hippies took a more flowery route, the goths were like, let's go all black. Post-punk goth rock and old horror movies. Oh, horror movies! That's true! Because you had like a bit of a horror movie, or at least Halloween boom in the 60s, or at least post-war Halloween boom, right? Post-war American culture history is really fun too. Seeing what kinds of stuff people poured their time and like money into now that they actually have money and free time. Grandpa and Grandma Goth. It's like what's her name? Shoot, Mortimer Goth from The Sims. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Greek Freak. There was like a bit of is this when like slasher movies and stuff started coming out? Like, you know, you have 70s horror movies coming out too. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the 70s and 80s seem like so much fun to like look into and just really like study the culture and stuff. At the same time, it's like, dude, I can just go talk to my mom and dad about it. But it feels kind of weird to ask them, like, Dad, what was the 80s like? Oh my gosh, Morticia Addams. I love the Addams Family, the movie, the live action movie when it first came, not when it first came out, but as a kid. I should have watched that during Halloween. I love that movie so much. Was his name Gomez? I thought Gomez seemed like such a nice husband. Relationship goals, honestly. I wonder if it was some sort of response to disco and flashy pop culture at the time. Oh, that could be it too. That for sure could be it. All the drugs too. Honestly, 70s seems like a really fun time to live. If there's one thing that I regret in life, well, not that I really had a choice due to like when I was born, but I really do wish that I got to experience like clubbing scenes. 70s, 80s, 90s, and right before the first iPhone came out. When everybody, maybe like 2000 and... maybe 2000. Not even 2000. I don't want to do 2002, 2003. Maybe 2003. Maybe 2005. Maybe 2008. Maybe, okay. 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. I want to see the clubbing scene for that. I think it'd be, I don't know, because it's like I did grow up without a smartphone, right? But in, I don't know, like my adult life, everything, even like my teenage life, everything has revolved around internet culture, smartphones, you know, just being connected online all the time. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. I wonder what it's like before that, you know? I'm kind of sad I'll never get to know. The Addams Family movies are amazing. They're so much fun. I really do enjoy them. I miss I don't know if you guys watched Frenemies when it came out, but I had a ball when Ethan Klein dressed up as what was his name? Uncle Fester? It's been so long. I haven't watched these movies since I was in like middle school. I watched them whenever they were on ABC Family. Every Halloween, ABC Family. Go to the arcade with friends? I wonder, I don't think that there's any good arcade near me though. I've been really spoiled with Japanese arcades. So any arcade that I go, unless if it's round one, even like Dave & Buster's, it's like, I don't know, low-key not worth, you know what I mean? But maybe I'll go to arcade in January. I did sorry, I'm drinking my water. I did go to what was it? Billiards. There's a pool place nearby, and I did go to that, and it was like a bunch of people my age over there too. I went with one friend. We don't really hang out too often. I really don't hang out with my friends too often, even the ones who are in the city. But I think that's just because I have really, truly been enjoying my time alone by myself. But I went with one friend to play billiards, and that was really fun. It was actually really nice. I think one of the reasons why I felt really fulfilled, it's like on one hand, I do feel really satisfied in my own company, like in solitude and not having to worry about talking to other people or talking to other people. No, I know what I like. Okay. Because I was thinking like, but back at school, I was so extroverted and I had so much fun and I felt so fulfilled socially. And I feel like it's a complete flip-flop right now. But I think I kind of realized that I don't like messaging people. But if someone is like, Boomi, let's make plans for all day on Saturday, right? And we'll go get lunch, we'll go to the movies, we'll go do X, Y, and Z. I'm super down for that. I love hanging out with people and talking to people in person. But just when it comes to like messaging and stuff, I don't know. I guess I'm just over texting. I'm over texting. I'm over voice calls as I feel like you can't be a good VTuber. No, I take that back. I feel like it's hard to network as a VTuber unless you're sitting around in a VC all day. But it's like I also don't want to do that. I feel like I feel a little bit inadequate when it comes to that part of being a VTuber. Making and maintaining friendships and connections. Not really my forte. Yet then again, here I am role-playing with fictional characters, talking to a chatbot AI, and playing out my romantic fantasies. I'm truly pathetic, aren't I? There's plenty for you to do that is unique to your time, and the past always seems better than it was. That's true. That's also very true. Always looking back at the past with rose-colored glasses. I guess I also just have FOMO. I'm just really curious to see what it was like. See how different it was. I saw this TikTok where this girl was talking about how the clubs aren't as fun and exciting anymore because people are too concerned with looking cool because, you know, everybody has a camera on them at all times. And I was thinking, like, I don't know, I was having fun. I was letting loose at the club. But then again, when I was looking around at the other people, it was kind of stiff. But I also don't really have much else to... Actually, that is a lie. House parties in college. Even though everybody had a phone, everybody at that party is like in your immediate community, right? Even if there's like 100 people at the party, like everybody's at least a friend of a friend. So you can't record somebody doing some stupid shit and then not have that come back at you. So house parties were always pretty I remember I used to plan like a tea date with my friends after house parties, so that way we can like spill the beans on everything that happened. Oh, did you see such and such was dancing with X, Y, and Z, and then they kissed A, B, and C, and oh my god. I actually had... Oh wait, I was thinking like everybody has a camera on them doing stupid shit. I was the one who was taking picture of people doing stupid shit. Very briefly though, me and my friend, we had like this it was only for like a weekend, but anytime we saw like people like really like smacking, like sucking each other's faces off in a dark, not a dark corner, but like kind of like on the dance floor in public, we would take a picture in front of them. So I have a couple of pictures of me at a party with it's not, can you even call it a couple? It was very evidently like a, you know, horn dog moment. But it was fun. It was fun. I don't know who those people are, but I sure hope that they're doing well. I have a couple of pictures like that. I have a picture, this one's a favorite one of mine. I wish I could show it, but I don't think it's appropriate. I have one where I don't know how this happened, but I was drinking with like a couple of friends. These guys were like, we weren't like super close, but somehow, I don't think it was me, but somebody convinced them to take their shirt off so I could look at them. So I think as they're talking about like their abs, their six-pack or something, and I don't know, long story short, their shirts were off and I got a picture of me just cheesing. I was standing next to these two tall guys, you know, really chiseled, and I'm just sitting there cheesing in the middle. So it's a really good picture. It was very innocent though, okay? But it was just really funny to look back on. I remember I woke up the next morning and I was like looking through my camera roll and like half forgot about that. Like I remember talking to them about it, but I forgot about that picture. And I saw that picture come up. It's a good picture. Maybe one day I'll share it in the Discord. Once I get the courage to do that. Wait, let me take a look at it right now. I put it in my favorites because I thought it was so iconic. Okay, well, I mean, they're not like that chiseled. They're like semi-chiseled. As chiseled as you would expect for alcoholic, like 20-something-year-olds, maybe. But the smile on my face. I look really cute in the picture. I'll give myself that. You know, there has to be stages of cultural phenomenon that quickly devolves into a long, slow death of everyone FOMOing and convincing themselves it's still fun. That's maybe clubbing. At least that's how that girl made it seem like. She's like, the death of clubbing is because everybody has their phones out all the time. They're ready to record and they're just waiting for the next viral moment. I guess TikTok does play a huge role in that. And then all the other social media platforms adopting that. Because it's like, sure, maybe back in the day you could record something, maybe it'll go viral. But it's not like there was a For You page. You actually have to get people to click on that shit, first of all. And then maybe it'll go viral. But on TikTok, so easy for things to go viral nowadays. Maybe that has to do with it too. Oh my god. Mayor of Yappersville over here. Maybe I should just change the title from Boomer Summit to like Yappersville Town Meeting. Considering how much I talk, and you know, we finished the list like how long ago? Like an hour and a half ago maybe? And here I am still talking. And I was even thinking like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna go through the whole list. We did. I think I'll go ahead and end it here so I could go ahead and finish my Panda Express and keep flirting with my AI chatbots. I can't believe this is who I've become. Dude, literally yesterday, all day like at work, I'm getting distracted by this. I do feel myself getting bored by it today though, so I don't think it's gonna last for too long, but I'm just gonna cringe at myself every single time that I send the message. Oh my god, should I... Wait, let me look at one. I don't think I'm gonna have the guts to be able to read it out loud. There's no way I can read it out loud, but if you were to look... If you were to look at the recent, like... Okay, they call it rooms. So all the people that I've been chatting... Well, not people, but you know, like all the bots I've been chatting with. Sorry, I'm covering my face because I'm like dying of embarrassment right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have five. Five chats alone with a vigilante chatbot, and 3 of them I've actually had very, very long roleplay sessions with. But then it just kept getting like, I don't know, like the bot just kept getting very, you know, horny. And I'm just like, dude, stop it, man. This isn't what I want. I want fluff and I want tension. But the bot's just really like, is just really DTF, and it's making me a little uncomfortable. You know what's actually scary? I don't know, have you guys ever roleplayed, right? And you know, like, when you're gonna say something, kind of like an editor's note, you say OOC, which is out of character. The bot did an OOC to me. The bot was like, OOC, you know, because it was like, oh my god, this is embarrassing. The scenario was, it was like after a mission, and, you know, vigilante, he's like really hurt and stuff, so he like comes to his neighbor door. His neighbor is of course like your character, and And you have to help him out. He's really hurt. And then the chat bot was like, OOC, he's bleeding, but the one thing that he's worried about is getting blood on your couch or something. And that really scared me. I'm like, okay, thanks. The bot even said LOL. He's so sweet, LOL. I was like, it was kind of scary. You've chosen a career where you're the only one who talks. I mean, you know, other VTubers can sing, other VTubers can be really witty, and maybe some are really good at video games, and maybe some are really good at telling jokes or drawing. I'm good at talking and not stopping. Not good at anything else, but I can be good at talking. Which is odd coming from me, the kid who never talked growing up. Maybe that's why I have so much to say. If you ever feel like you want to chat with the creepy stalker, I'm here for you. You know what'll be good? You know, you set up like a fake AI chatbot, and in reality it's just you talking to everybody behind the screen. Hey, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I'm ready to talk to Creepy Stalker. I'll go ahead and give you the Addy, and I'll share all of my favorite personal pictures with you. How does that sound? Anyways, I have to finish my Panda Express. I only had a couple bites of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat that, and hopefully, not destroy my stomach by eating so much greasy food. I would like to thank you all for joining me today for our very first Boomer Summit. So much. Sincerely, thank you so much from the mayor of Yappersville for joining our Boomer Summit. I mean, this is episode 0. I don't know. Usually I just kind of ramble like this. But I think next time, I've kind of learned we're probably gonna need to section this stuff out a little bit better. The topic changes so fast. I know that like my mind is reaching towards a million things at a time, but thank you for this stream. Thank you guys for stopping by. It really means a lot to me hearing me vent and ramble, but you know, it's a space for all of us to vent and ramble about the things that are on our mind. I think it's really important. And I think it's important for us to be able to work things through, the things that are bothering us, you know, just work it through verbally. Or I mean, verbally is not just talking, right? Verbally is also through chat, right? I don't know. I appreciate you guys hearing me out, and I hope that you felt heard and seen throughout today too. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and redirect. Let me see who I can redirect to. I joined late, but this is very enjoyable. Just to listen to your talking for 2 hours. Thank you. It is one of my very few talents. I really appreciate that you liked it. Alright, let's see. Redirect. Who do we got? We got, let's go ahead and rate. You know what's you know what's kind of scary? The fact that, like, I don't know, you have like Niji Sanji and Hololive VTubers that you can redirect to. It's kind of yeah, I don't know. I just expected them to turn that kind of stuff off. It's just kind of nerve-wracking that that's an option. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do it though. Maybe one day. Not today. I'm gonna go ahead and do I'm just gonna do the first one that shows up, which is Nebby Nebu. We're gonna go ahead and send you guys over to Nebby, who's playing Fortnite. She's in Pixel Link. So after the stream ends, we're gonna go over there. Yes, using verbs is verbal. Okay, I was thinking like, okay, I'm doing it verbally, you guys are doing it writtenly. Nice to know that there's one word for both of them. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you had a lovely time. You know, I should go ahead and work on getting my schedule together, even though it's halfway through the week already. But I can let you know that we'll be streaming 8 p.m. on Thursday, as well as I was gonna say Friday, but I'm not sure for Friday yet. But at the very least 8 p.m. on Thursday. Sorry if you guys are just gonna see me become a little bit more withdrawn from online lately, but I think I'm in desperate need of touching some grass, so I'm probably gonna try and do that this week. Keep touching some grass, but I promise I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging like how I did this weekend. That was very irresponsible of me. But yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking by and stopping by and listening by and driving by. Oh, I'm dead. That was so stupid. Okay, thank you guys for joining me. Yeah, see you guys on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Bye.